Today it was a must-win.
No, I never said the Niners game was a must-win.
No.
Lakers.
The Lakers, man. You're wearing a Lakers hat. You got a Lakers hoodie on.
The Lakers.
You said that was. He said you're going to find out.
He asked about the Rams. He
Right.
didn't ask about it.
Yeah, but you said yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Momo.
Hey, what's going on?
You don't want to go
You
with that
seem
anymore?
bummed.
Well, I mean,
What are you bummed about?
82 games.
You're all right. You still showed up.
Still
Purple
showed
hat,
up.
purple, sweat hoodie there. You got
Yeah, I
your
got my
Laker gear
Lakers
on.
hoodie on.
It's 4 games. Relax.
No days off for me. Oh, wait, never mind.
Russell's a good. I mean, he didn't play hamstring.
He didn't play and we were still awful.
So that's why you're upset.
Yeah, I thought, get Westbrook out of there. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
They still can't shoot.
I know. See, that's the unfortunate part of that kind of logic.
God. And then at the end of I don't know if I was watching the ESPN. I was not watching the Spectrum. But at the end of the game, I'm just trying to think who's doing the analysis work. They were like, it was so depressing. It was like, yeah, it's going to be a really long haul for this team, and they don't have any shooters, and they need to make a move, and all this kind of stuff. It's like, oh God, could be a long year.
Yeah, I could. But you know what? They also have played 4 really good teams. The schedule's really tough.
Yes.
I talked to Pat Beverly in the locker room the other night. He goes, I was in Minnesota last year. We started 0-6. They made the playoffs. Like,
right.
It really is a long season, and sometimes the schedule does you no favors. Sometimes injuries do you no favor. Like, it's just what it means though is you cannot give away games when you have a team like they don't have the best team. Like when you play in Denver, that's always a difficult game. The Nuggets are really good. I mean, you're playing a really good team.
Yep.
On the road at Mile High. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's a part of me that says that they should be 1-3 right now. They should have won the Portland game.
Yep.
You could argue they could have won the Clippers game.
They could have won the Clippers game.
But 2-2 is about the best they should be right now.
Yeah.
I think that Denver game was a scheduled loss.
So we're going to get to all that.
Yeah.
If you want to commiserate with us, with me, Momo's much more optimistic. We'll get plenty of that in. I was watching the game last night, and there was a commercial on. And it was called Fi, F-I.
Mm.
And it is Fitbit for dogs. Now, whose dog needs a Fitbit? Like, my dog goes from the bed to the yard to the bowl of food and back to the bed. Like, why do I need to know how many steps my dog is taking?
You don't.
Is this just taking advantage of people who are, like, so into their dogs that they'll buy anything?
So, like, as a parent, when you hover over your child too much and do too much for your kid,
yes,
they either call you like a hoverboard parent or like a tiger mom, right? Like that's.
Is this like the old helicopter parent?
Yeah, helicopter parent. So, like, are you a helicopter dog dad?
Yes.
So
I am.
What happens is saying on how much you love your dog to say, like, don't you need that? Because I find myself doing this for the baby. Like, I am now the target of every ad like this on Instagram or Facebook. Every time I'm scrolling, they're like, hey, you should, here's a $300 kit to analyze your breast milk and see if it has the fat content and the carbohydrate content, see if it's got all the good stuff in there and make sure there's nothing you're eating that's really bad. And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess I should do that. And then I'm like, but what am I doing?
Well, because
what am I doing?
Really suggestible. Does Lola need a Fitbit,
So, normally no, but she's not getting enough exercise. I probably need to walk her more. I think the Fitbit would actually help her, so I would know how many steps she's actually taking in a day to help her lose a little weight.
For you, to know how many steps she's taking.
Yes,
well, it's definitely not for her.
Right, the dog.
What are you gonna show the dog the
Fitbit
and be like, "Hey, how you feeling about this today?" Bark if you're happy.
I guess I get very.
I mean,
have you seen those dogs on YouTube and TikTok? They like press the buttons and it says. Like it says words?
Bark twice for no, yes for what?
Did you get enough steps today, Fredo?
He's talking to me.
If Fredo did want to know how many steps they had, what would Fredo say?
Yes, how many steps I take today?
Oh, Sophie.
You just lay there in bed all day. I don't know what you did.
Where's my Fitbit?
What's happening right now?
So I got
It's
a
the Mason
question.
Island show.
I'm barking and you're doing dog role play.
I got a question. So yesterday we talked about this crazy movie, Momo. This crazy movie
Which one?
called Terrifier 2.
It doesn't sound like it's for me.
So it
I don't like scary movies.
was made for $250,000, super low budget, and now it's doing like millions at the box office. So Jorge and I decided we were going to go see it today. The story on this movie is that it's making people throw up and pass out and all this kind of
Why
stuff.
do you want to do this?
Well,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Jorge, I watched the trailer and immediately said, there is no
Hard
effing
pass.
way I'm going
Yeah.
to that movie. Now, you watched it last night.
Yeah, so Brenda wanted to watch a scary movie, so we decided, okay, let's go check this one out. It's gory, super, like extremely gory. The storyline is a little hallmarky, like in
It's
the
a
sense,
Hallmark story
with super gory deaths and stuff. Like,
so do you understand what the...
Yeah, it's very detailed, and like they really go overboard with like the killing of some of these people in this.
Oh,
movie.
my God, yeah.
Like they pull an eye out of somebody's face, and you see it. Like it's just super extremely gory.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
for me. I'm not.
No.
I'm glad that I didn't wind up in this thing because I don't like scary movies
Me
at
neither. I don't like scary movies at all. Like when I'm in a movie theater and the preview for a scary movie comes on, I literally I close my eyes and plug my ears and I tell Nevin to tell me when it's over. I can't even watch it. I don't want any of those thoughts.
So you
to
don't even
seep
want
into-
the trailers.
I don't even want
for
the trailers.
scary movies.
I get too scared. It seeps into my dreams. I don't like it.
Yeah, we put on The Conjuring at the house one time,
Oh,
and I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
I was so nervous and scared about The Conjuring. I just don't need
no.
that
Me
in my
neither.
life
No, thank you.
because I've got
Ugh.
the Lakers, which are horrible in their own right. So, okay, let's do this. Let's do it. First of all,
Two Seinfelds in the opening segment.
yeah, that's how we do it.
Okay.
That's how we roll.
Three.
Yeah.
Three, yeah.
Three.
That's how it goes.
So here's the deal. Today is a really, it doesn't sound like it, but it's a really hardcore day.
All right.
Because we've got Anita Marks, our
Yep.
gambling pro, coming on at 2:15, and Matthew Berry, the talented Mr. Roto, at 2:30. So if you need gambling advice, if you need fantasy football advice, make sure you're listening starting at 2:15 because we'll go hardcore on that stuff.
Wow. Four.
another
Four.
Another. Why is that? Why is that
We're
a
just trying to
Seinfeld?
set a record. That's it.
Oh, it's trying to set the record.
So we're at 4. We're just counting for the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Also,
It's better on Fridays.
Jeez.
5.
Thank you, man.
That was
Super
me.
focused today.
Also, lie of the day we're doing today, Momo. Now
Yep.
as I remember, you don't figure out my lies very well.
Is it your lie or mine?
It's my lie.
Oh, okay.
And we have got a pair of tickets to LAFC versus Austin FC Western Conference Finals match this Sunday at Bank of California Stadium, plus an autographed Carlos Vela photo. Make sure you can listen to the game on 11:10 a.m. and the ESPNLA app on Sunday. Coverage starts at 11:30. It's number 1 versus number 2. Winner punches its tickets to the MLS Cup final. And if you can figure out my lie today, you will win this great package. I'm excited about the LAFC.
Yeah.
If they win, the following Saturday is going to be the championship game.
Are you gonna go to it?
I am going to go to that one.
Do you think they'll make you the
No.
falconer?
No, I had that honor already. I don't think they're
How'd they
just
do
gonna...
when you showed up? They win?
We did win that night.
Soon.
Yeah.
LAFC! Carlos Vela, his 4th of the season. What work from
Dave is so good, man, at calling those games.
Dave
he's
Denholm is
he's the best.
fantastic.
He's the best at calling
Yeah,
soccer
he does a
games.
great job. All right, so, all right, enough.
Came in here all morose.
Coming up next, what Momo says about the Lakers, what Stephen A. says about the Lakers. I got a bunch of that stuff. I know you guys have a lot to say about the Lakers and what happened last night. Lakers lose last night. A bunch of takeaways from that. Hey, stream live sports and original content with ESPN Plus today.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or Play all season long at cover5.com.
Yeah. What's that, Momo? We're on the air now. Yeah. What are you?
I'm trying to eat during the break, so not everybody has to
Yes,
watch me eat.
yes. By the way, you can watch the show today. We are on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go to how's it go, Greg? HTTP
PS www.
YouTube.
Dot. Don't forget the dot.
.com.
YouTube.com/ESPNLA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just YouTube.com/ESPNLA.
Or if you have the YouTube app, just open it.
Yeah.
And then type in ESPNLA.
Yeah, there you
It'll
go.
go there.
So, Momo, you're not liking the fact that there's streaming
People
stuff
watch me
going
eat
around?
and stuff, and I'm like, you
only
know.
during the show.
I know, that's why I have to like scarf my food down during the breaks.
I heard you were really angry on Monday. What was
Yeah.
wrong with
I was
or
fired up.
Tuesday? What went
I was
wrong
fired
on
up.
Tuesday?
Well, I was also like, my oldest has RSV, and I just got that text right before the show, so I was kind of upset.
Right.
And then I was like, what am I going to do? I got to take the baby out of the house. I don't want him to get it. So I was, you know.
Then I heard your food wasn't ready. And you were
Yeah, the
upset about
Starbucks,
that.
I order it, and I'm waiting in line for 8 minutes in between my walk over from the TV station to here.
Yep.
I order on the app. Like, you're an efficiency guy, right?
I am. I order on the app.
So I order on the app. It says it's going to be ready at 12:44. I
Right.
get there at like 12:42, and I can wait until 12:50. And then I really have to come up the stairs
Yes.
to do the show. Otherwise, we're going to be late. And it's like getting to be 12:50. I'm like, this is 6 minutes after the app told me it would be ready. And they're like, not even close. And I go, I'm just going to have to go.
Yeah. And so you blew off Starbucks altogether.
Yeah, and I did. And it was the second day in a row of that. And I was like,
wow.
hey, you know what? There's only 2 people here. You guys need to have more staff here, or at least.
This is what you're telling Starbucks?
No,
You need
no,
more
I'm
staff?
just thinking to myself.
All right.
But I was like, you know, it was like all these things coming together at once. I juggle a lot of balls, right?
Yes.
So sometimes some of them drop, and I get frustrated when, one, it's like your kid's involved, and you get a little concerned, you're a
Yes.
little on edge. And 2, like the efficiency stuff. You know.
6.
I'm like George Clooney Up in the Air. Like when you get in line behind the slow person at TSA.
Yes.
Come on, let's go.
Yep.
Was that movie any good? I never saw it.
Really
Up in
good.
the Air was
It's really good.
fantastic.
Never saw it.
By the way, something comes from that movie that I've used ever since. Anna Kendrick is
Yeah?
working on her computer at one point, and she's like me, a very hard typer.
Oh, yeah.
And George Clooney asked her about it, and she says, I type with purpose.
Oh.
I type with purpose.
No.
That's what I do. All right, so Lakers lose last night, and here's what Stephen A. Smith said this morning.
Do you remember, Jay?
You said trade LeBron. I remember it.
And everybody
I remember it.
And everybody got on me.
Yes.
Remember that?
I do.
I went viral, and everybody's attacking me all over social media. It seems sacrilegious. How do I look right now? You know something? As I tried to explain to people, I wasn't saying trade LeBron James because it's LeBron James' fault. What I was saying was he's the only thing of value that you have. You're the Los Angeles Lakers. You're Jeannie Buss, who I adore, and all of us love Jeannie Buss, okay? Jeannie, you're gonna have to do this. The Lakers are just not good. So I would say to you, again, this is not a knock against LeBron. LeBron is LeBron. LeBron can go to a multitude of teams, and you put LeBron on 5 teams, 7 teams, maybe 10 teams, instant championship. What I'm saying to you is this, Eugenie Buss, especially since you might contemplate selling the team. Who knows? I don't know. Lakers are on a fast track to nowhere. They could actually start the season. Have you looked at this schedule? Let me say this last point, Molly, and then we can end this. The Lakers might actually start off the season 0-11.
0-11. Now that is panic in the streets, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to look at the schedule. And see
Yeah, look at the schedule.
They got a game against Sacramento in there.
There's a game against Sacramento. There's
lose
also
that. They lost to Sacramento by 40.
we go at Minnesota, home to Denver on Monday. So
that's a tough one.
That could
Sunday.
definitely
That's 0-6.
Sunday. It's 0-6.
0-6.
Home to the Pelicans. That could be a loss.
That's 0-7.
That could be a loss.
Jazz look like a win, but maybe not now. They look
No,
pretty good.
that's 0-8.
Yeah.
Cavs.
That's
Yeah,
0-9.
the Cavs are pretty good.
Cavs are at Jazz, at Clippers.
You might get one of those Jazz wins.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I mean, I think 2
I don't see a win that's like
2-9.
Kings come up on November 11th.
Oh, we cannot wait for that night.
Then you got the Nets on the 13th. Pistons, they should beat the Pistons.
Yeah, they should beat Detroit.
Spurs.
But look at how we're
Should beat the
talking about
Pistons.
this team right now. Look at how we're talking about this team right now. We're actually suggesting, Stephen A. suggested 0-11. Like, take one thing off the board. Jeannie Buss is not selling the team.
I don't know where that's
obviously.
coming
I don't know where that's coming from.
I think I have an idea. But
Oh, you do? Yeah.
I think that whenever the team doesn't do well, people go, sell the team.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's also this lingering Magic could swoop in there and get the guys from the Guggenheim group that he owns the Dodgers with, who are now part owners of the Lakers.
Is that a real thing?
No, it's not. I mean, that's why people connect those
that's
dots.
why people connect the dots.
I mean,
Got
look, the guys, Mark Walter and Todd Bowley, own, I think it's 28% of the team now. They bought Phil Anschutz's shares. People forget that.
Right.
They bought Phil Anschutz's shares. And he was the largest minority stakeholder in the Lakers. So the Buss family still owns 66%. I think, is it Roski? Ed Roski owns some?
Ed Roski owns some?
Yeah, and Soon Jong owns some. I think 5% maybe. And then the rest was Phil Anschutz's shares.
Right.
But so Todd Bowley and Mark Walter, they're the largest minority shareholders in the Lakers. They have the right of first refusal if the Buss family ever decides to sell.
But I don't anticipate that's happening.
Me either.
No,
but I think
you're saying those are the sort of the breadcrumbs that are out there that lead to that sort of suggestion.
Look, I feel like if they ever decided to sell, we probably wouldn't know about it because they'd do it behind the scenes and it'd be like you don't see it coming and blah blah blah. But I feel like at some point I would get a little idea. I've heard zero to that effect. And I think it's actually not. How do I? I don't want to. I'm going to choose my words the right way. But people go from 0-4 start to sell the team real fast.
They really do.
They really do.
Yeah.
You know, and it's. I understand people are upset and all that, and like they're 0-4. They should have addressed certain things in the offseason. I think. There was this sense of try to make it work. Westbrook's making this much money. You can't get anything for him. You don't want to give away your 2 picks, yada, yada, yada.
You think they should have?
Yeah. When you have an issue that's not going to resolve on its own, and this idea that, well, maybe now he'll change, and maybe Darvin is enough of a change, and it was a nice thought. It was a nice idea, but
in fairness, Westbrook was not on the floor last night, and we still lost, and they still can't shoot.
But there's a sort of cloud that hangs over everyone when you have a situation that's unresolved. Like, do you ever take too long to make a decision?
Yeah.
And then you let stuff hang out there, and then it kind of gets. There's a part where the situation gets old, and you're like, I gotta choose, and you're stressed, and you wake up with a little pit in your stomach, and you're like, I didn't sleep well last night because I'm deciding something.
Can't decide.
Yeah,
right?
and then all of a sudden you're forced to decide, and then you make the decision, and maybe it's not the right decision, but you feel immediately better because you just made a decision.
Okay, so let me throw you some alternate thoughts.
Are these well-formed thoughts?
They're pretty well formed. Yeah, you tell me. Okay. So you've got two choices here. Mm-hmm. You've got either the season's kind of a wash, and you let the Westbrook contract expire, and you use that money to reinforce next summer. Mm-hmm. The other idea is you move Westbrook now, along with your assets, which would be 2 first-round draft picks, 27 and 29, or maybe one, maybe both, for something that's going to help you now. But is the something that's going to help you now lift you to championship level?
I don't think so.
No. So is there an argument for not doing anything?
Yes. There's an argument for either if I was calling the shots here, I'd put him out. I wouldn't start him. I'd let him play.
Sounds like he's not going to start. He's questionable for
wouldn't
tomorrow
start
night.
him. See how that goes. See how he responds to that.
Yep.
To the lesser role. To this idea that maybe he doesn't go in the closing lineup. Let's see how he does. You never know. I don't think he's going to respond well to it. We can already see how he has acted.
Yes.
When the mere thought of that comes up. But let's see. Okay. You try that, and then you have all the information you need to make the decision going forward. I don't think you have to trade him. You don't have to give up those 2 picks.
No.
If I were the Lakers, I would sit back and wait and see who's available in about a month. So this first month.
But what if we're gone in a month? We're 0-4. What if what Stephen A said? What we said, 2-9 or 1-10 or whatever it is? At that point, why bother?
What you need to do is recalibrate expectations for the next month, and let everybody know. Here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do moving forward. Okay, and recalibrate the expectations so that every game doesn't feel like the end of the world if they lose it.
Right.
Let everybody know it's probably going to be rough for about a month, but we're going to do something about it. Get as many wins as you can. Try to stay in it as long as you can. By the way, no one's running away with the Western Conference. Memphis looks pretty good, but they just lost to Dallas the other night. Like the teams that are out
even
in front,
Denver just 3-2.
Yeah, Denver's 3-2. Golden State's 2-2. Like this is still pretty wide open. And put a number on it, define your plan, get everybody readjust the expectations, and go out and look for the right trade. And in the meantime, either put Westbrook in a lesser role or send him home. That's it. It's like, just readjust the expectations. Don't rush into something, but you need to do something.
By the way, consider them readjusted.
Yeah.
We've seen the first 4 games.
Yeah. I mean,
we've all readjusted.
Yeah, readjust but also define your plan.
Right.
So if you're letting things hang out there and hoping it gets better, that's when people wake up with a pit in their stomach.
Right.
That's when Flea's tweeting what he's tweeting.
Right.
And LeBron's tweeting what he's tweeting. And people are like, just tell people what you decided.
Okay. We'll get to that Flea tweet coming up, which is really, really interesting.
He mad.
It's a Dear Rob Pelinka tweet. Dear Rob Pelinka.
He was polite, too.
Yeah, he was very polite.
He was.
Very polite. So we got that coming up for you, and we're going to spin the wheel of questions. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN. Momo, what do you got?
Hey, this past season,
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Mason and Ireland here each weekday 1 to 4 p.m. You know what it's time for?
What is this?
It's time for Wheel of Questions. Wheel of Questions is presented by our friends at Puente Hills Toyota. Got a car that's just sitting around not being used? Bring it to Puente Hills Toyota today for an instant cash offer. Puente Hills Toyota, the house of yes. Producer Jorge, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it!
All right, Wheel of Questions and interesting. Okay. So Momo's in for John today. Bergman's here. Jorge's here. If you had to sell your soul to the devil,
Jesus.
what would you sell it for?
Oh, my God.
That's not that bad.
Well, why would I have to?
I don't have any. What else is on there?
I wouldn't do it.
Oh, no. Just assume you have to. You have
I don't
no
have
choice.
to.
You must.
Okay, I would do that so that my answer would be so that no one I love and care about would have to do the same thing.
Don't take it so literally. You're
Well,
taking it like it's...
That's a horrible thing.
We accept premises around here, Momo.
You accept the premise. You had to sell your soul to the devil. What would you sell it for? What do you want? What do you want? What would you want?
It's not real.
It's not real. We're not actually selling our soul to the devil. Satan is not here. We don't smell brimstone. There is
if I don't have a soul, where am I going?
Lucifer is not here. There are no horns. So if you had to sell your soul to the devil, what would you sell
You
it
want
for?
like materialistic answers?
Whatever.
Straight up. I'd make sure that if I did that, wherever I was going, would be really nice afterwards. Like, you ever heard the Persephone thing? She goes to the underworld and she's like,
I know that story.
Yeah.
But why?
Well, she was like really in love with the Hades. She was really in love with Hades.
Yeah.
So I'd like make sure that if I had to go there, like, it'd be good.
But you don't get anything in the meantime. All you're planning for is going to hell and having
well,
a nice room.
I care about the forever.
Best room in hell. The best room in hell. That's basically what you're saying. You're missing the premise of the question.
I'm not missing it. I don't accept it.
Right, and that's the rule. You got to accept. Bergman, you have to sell your soul to the devil. What do you sell it for?
In honor of John Ireland not being here, I am having a heiress come to my doorstep.
Yes.
And be with me for the rest of my life.
So sad.
That is sad.
Sad.
Oh, no, that's what it's all about.
I wish for true love?
No.
You just wish for money. Oh, God. Here we go. Again,
Do the dance. Thank you.
This is how Ireland dances when they play Captain and Tiana.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I'm naive, because I believe in love.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe that?
That's so cynical.
It is so cynical.
God.
Ireland is extremely cynical.
So, okay, look, let's actually do this just for a second with you, Momo. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah.
But John says that I married for love the first time.
Did you? Is
I
that
did.
true?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
good.
And now I have a beautiful daughter out of it who I love very much. The second time should be for money.
No, it shouldn't. It should be for love.
Oh,
again.
Lindsay agrees. Lindsay totally agrees.
Lindsay, are you nodding on money?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nodding on money. See?
Let's see.
My mom always said that. Marry the first time for love, second time for money.
See? Straightforward.
To
Easy.
me, that is cynical.
Wait, hold on, Mace. And neither of them are married.
Well,
well,
there's a reason because we're not finding our heiress or heirer.
Yeah.
I don't know what
you're
a
looking
male
at
heiress
error?
is. I don't know what it would be. Just an heir?
Just an air.
Yeah.
Just an air.
I don't know, man.
Air
That's
Jordan.
so cynical.
I think it's so. I do believe.
I do too.
In real love. All right, Jorge, you got to sell your soul to the devil. What do you sell it for?
Just to make sure my kids down the road get their college and they get a good life beyond mine.
Okay,
That's it.
that's
Simple
good.
as that.
That's an earnest answer.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
It's not a fun
boring.
answer, but it's an
Yeah,
earnest
sorry.
answer.
You know what we do
All
on
right,
Real
okay. I
Question?
want a Lakers championship. There you go.
Yeah!
Even though
Okay.
they're making me good money
Mace?
right now.
I like Jorge's answer better. Mine was sort of like that.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
see?
That's what I care about. I just want, I don't just want them to have, go to college. I just want them to be happy.
Yeah.
I would want to, if I had to sell my soul to the devil, I would sell it for the hosting job on the Late Late Show on CBS to replace James Corden. People can sing
You would be
karaoke
good.
in my car too.
How do you get that interview? Do they already have someone lined up?
Oh, I have no idea.
Where's your agent? Get him on this.
My agent. You know what, Momo? You know what I long for? Working less. I love to work less.
So then why do you wanna be on
you're
TV?
a very hard worker.
Oh, no, I want to work less, too.
Yeah.
There was a long time I wanted to work more. Now I want to work less.
Ireland. So now these guys are working so hard. I'm like, yeah, man, relax. All right, so let's get to Flea's tweet. So Flea, who is an enormous Lakers fan, huge Lakers fan, has sent out this tweet today. Dear Rob Pelinka, do something now. Either blow it all up and rebuild, or mortgage the future to fix the lack of chemistry and skill on this basketball team. Do not let another season meander its way down the drain, wasting the great LeBron's sunset of his career. I think we're all kind of saying the same thing, right? Which is, it doesn't. Is it fair to say this season it's just not going to happen?
Yeah, pretty much.
We're 0-4. And I think you've got a choice. First of all, what do you think of this big trade LeBron James thing? This trade LeBron James, he would make 6 or 7 teams a contender. Why wouldn't he want to go? All that kind of. He has no trade. He has a no trade clause.
LeBron James had a choice.
Yep.
Do you want to extend your contract with the Los Angeles Lakers? He has had meetings with Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka, and they looked him in the eye, and he had every opportunity to say, trade me. That's not what he did. If anything, he extended and said, I'm here for the long haul. I believe in you, and I believe that you're going to do what it takes to get it done. So you can't have it both ways. You can't extend and say, I'm happy to be here and I trust you, and then I don't think Stephen A is speaking for LeBron. I think
no,
because I think that this feels like if he was speaking for LeBron, we'd know that he would find a way to say it differently.
Sure.
Okay, but this is just he made a choice. LeBron said, I'm staying here. I like it here. My son's at Sierra Canyon. I want to watch him play.
Right.
I like LA. I got my business here. I believe in a lot of ways, LeBron had a choice, and a very similar choice to what Kobe had towards the end of his career.
Right.
This team is probably not going to win. It was very obvious towards the end of Kobe's career, too.
Right.
They will try to give you a chance, but they can't guarantee it. Now, Kobe had the injury. He had the Achilles injury.
Sure.
And so his choice was slightly different in that he was not the same Kobe after the Achilles.
Right.
And so he took the security, and he took the 20 years with one franchise, and that was a great decision.
Right.
Rather than being
like
a free agent
$2 million, $48 million.
Right. 2 years, $48 million. It was actually $48.5, which is exactly half of what LeBron got. It was just inflation in the NBA.
Right, sure.
Pretty amazing.
Sure.
LeBron got 2 years, $97. And it's interesting to think about how they got to the same place in their career. LeBron's actually way older.
Yeah.
LeBron's going to be 38 this year. Kobe was like 34, 35-ish when this happened. But they both chose to stay with the Lakers. And I don't know if you watched the Hulu documentary, but Vanessa basically said, I told him he can't leave.
Right.
I don't want him to go anywhere. Stay in L.A. And there's something to be said about planting your roots someplace and just being there and just deciding, I'm going to do this. Now,
that's from the LeBron's. What about from the Lakers?
Right. You're right. That's from the LeBron side. You made a choice, and it may not be the best choice. It may not be something that you are totally happy with, but you made a choice, and you have to live with it now. You chose to stay.
Right.
If you want to choose to leave, then you have to ask for that. You can't be LeBron James and kind of be half in, half out, and sending cryptic messages and blah, blah, blah. Just yes or no. Tell Rich Paul if you don't want to say it yourself. But
right.
I don't think that's what's going on. I think that I'm fine with the Instagram thing. Do what you got to do. You're frustrated. Understood.
What about the flea? So here's the thing with the flea thing. Okay, so Bergman, you go ahead. You've got 3 options.
Yep.
Okay.
You've got an A, a B, and a C. See if I can boil this down right. A, blow it all up, trade anybody you can trade, get whatever you can.
Many picks as you can.
Maybe a first-round draft pick in this coming draft, blah, blah, blah. 2, sit, do nothing, not have a good season, and then use the $47 million that Westbrook has on the books to sign somebody this summer, or sign multiple guys this summer. That's B. C, try to make a trade, try to make the team better for this season. What is the smartest, Bergman, what's the smartest course of action? First of all, have I nailed it?
I think you have pretty much all 3 of them, right? Yeah, pretty much. So, but I would probably go with B. I mean, I think the smartest thing is to just save that money for next year. It's really not going to matter this year. Nothing's going to happen. Even if you blow it all up, you get nothing this year anyway. $47 million next year is a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people
There's
that
a
you
lot
can
of
get for that
options.
$47 million.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would absolutely do that
But
way.
you're kind of flushing this season down the toilet.
If you trade everybody, you're flushing the season down the toilet. And if you try and bring someone in, you're still going to flush the season down the toilet because it's not going to get any better. Unless you bring in somebody like Damian Lillard who's hurt. Like, that's just not going to happen either. So, I mean, unless you get somebody with some massive name that's not going to come, you're flushing a season down the toilet in all three options.
Since people are fired up, all the phones are ringing and stuff. 877-710-ESPN. We'll get some calls on this coming up. I think that's sort of what it boils down to. And, Momo, I think that the right answer, sadly, is don't make a trade.
I think you're right, too.
Don't make a trade. This is what we got.
Either don't make a trade or make a smaller trade that just gets you a little bit better.
Draft
But don't give away both picks just to get rid of Westbrook. You don't. That's all you have left to improve your franchise.
Right.
You get one, as Rob said, you get one shot at that.
Yeah.
You get one shot at moving the picks. You can't just.
And so, like, let's just say that Indiana trade is still laying there. Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. That probably doesn't. I mean, granted, it gets you a shooter.
Yeah.
And gets you some interior size, but I'm not sure that makes you. Does that get you into the play-in tournament? Does that get you
Maybe
better
that's
than the
enough.
play-in tournament?
But I think the biggest thing is somebody from the franchise needs to come out and articulate a plan and articulate a way that they can exist for the next month that gives people a sense of direction and purpose so that each loss or each bad game isn't seen as a referendum on blow it all up or stay together, right?
Okay, so whose purpose is the messaging part of that you just described? Who is it? Rob? Is it who needs to come out and say, "Here's our direction for the next month. Here's what we're working on."
It's
Who is
Rob.
that communicating?
It's Rob, and it has to go. But it's Rob in concert with LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Darvin, the three guys.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Those the faces of the franchise need to get together and decide. Here's how we're going to handle this. None of this sideways looks and none of these subtweets and the this and the that. Everybody needs to decide. Here's what the plan is.
Right.
And we're all behind it. That's what good organizations do. Everybody gets on the same page, whether people like it or not. Like you saw the Warriors after Draymond threw the punch.
Yes.
Who was out there the next day? Steph Curry, Bob Myers,
Yep.
Steve Kerr.
Right.
That's it. The brain trust.
Well, and then weirdly, the LeBron messaging that came out today, which is basically, "You're taking me for granted."
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, right? That's
Kinda
what
true.
he said. I think we are, to some degree, taking him for. Yeah, I mean, we are taking him for granted because he is great. And he has moments. I mean, like last night, end of the first half, that lob to Anthony Davis was fantastic. I mean, what he's capable of doing in year 20 is still amazing. But it's in the context of starting out 0-4.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to separate that from a terrible, terrible start. And I want to ask you about Rob Pelinka coming back next.
Yeah.
And some calls, 877-710-ESPN. Then we're going into some hardcore football. Anita Marks is going to join us.
Oh.
We'll do some gambling. She's the host of Bet LA. Also, Matthew Berry, the talented Mr. Roto, will join us at 2:30 today with all your fantasy information, and you'll have a chance to call in, talk to Matthew, all that stuff. And don't forget, Lie of the Day today. Got a pair of tickets to the LAFC versus Austin FC, the Western Conference final match, this Sunday at Bank of California Stadium, plus an autographed Carlos Vela photo. Don't forget, you can tune into the game this Sunday at 11:10 a.m. and the ESPNLA app. Coverage starts at 11:30 a.m. It's number 1 versus number 2. Winner punches its tickets to the MLS Cup final. So we will do that with Live the Day coming up a little bit later on at 3:30 at some point today. I'm going to tell a lie. Mason, Ireland, 7:10
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
goes in for Ireland today. It's a good day. Lakers lose again last night. And again, can't shoot. In fact, their first 4 games, they've broken all the records for worst shooting team in history. And can I just say, whoever put together this roster, it's malpractice. It's malpractice. And I'm assuming it's Rob Pelinka is the guy. It's malpractice. How do you put together a team in year of our Lord 2022 that cannot shoot?
The roster.
And historically haven't been able to shoot.
So, I don't know if I would agree that it's malpractice.
Oh, come on. Look at this team.
I think they had 2, well, there's really 3, okay? The 3 glaring things they needed to fix from last year.
Right.
Number 1, and number 1 with a bullet, is defense.
Right, and they've been good defensively.
Probably the best defensive team in the NBA.
They seem to have bought in. Yeah, they're like number 3 or number 4, but they're right there.
Yeah, they're right there. Okay, they're not going to be number 1 in the NBA the whole season, but they're going to be way better than last year.
Yes.
And if you, in consultation with the way Darvin Ham wants to play, like, you have to fix the defense.
Right.
That's number 1. So fix one thing first, then the shooting obviously was an issue last year and spacing. And there's 2 parts, because number 2 goes with number 3. And number 3 is the situation with Westbrook, okay?
Right.
So that is hanging over the franchise. Can he play the role they need him to play? How long do they give him to see if he's able to adapt?
Send him home?
Do they send him home? Yada, yada.
Yeah.
So 2 and 3 are connected, shooting and the Westbrook situation.
Right.
But I think they addressed number 1 pretty well. They just couldn't do all 3 things at once. So check one thing off a list. Like when you have an issue, when you have a big global issue,
right?
Generally what you do is make a plan of action, okay? What are we going to fix first? What are we going to do next? What are the steps? They did number 1, okay. So I wouldn't say it's malpractice. Like, it's...
Come on, we didn't get any shooters. None of these guys... I mean, at best, these are 35%
at
from
best,
3
but
shooters.
You know what? They are all performing lower than their career averages. None of them are good shooters, but they're not historically bad shooters either. Like, Patrick Beverley has been awful from 3 throughout so far.
And he's career a 34%.
Yeah, and he's had a couple of years where he's a little better than that. There's nobody who's a career 22%
no,
shooter
like
LeBron
they are as a
said
team. After the first game, there are no lasers on this team.
Yeah, they're never going to be a great shooting team. They just don't. All they have to be is not historically bad.
But how can it not be Rob Pelinka? He's the one that put together the roster.
Yeah, so it's a small sample size where they're really not shooting well. And they have plenty of open looks. It's not like they're missing contested threes. They're getting great looks.
No, they're leaving them open.
I know,
they're
daring
saying,
them to shoot.
please shoot. They're putting Nurkic on Westbrook because it's like, go ahead, Russ. Make our day.
So to me, I think you need to fix the Westbrook situation next because that is the most fixable. Let's give it, let's say, 5 games. Okay, 5 games where he either doesn't play or comes off the bench and only plays if he does the things that you're telling him to do. And then after those 5 games, send him home or trade him. One or the other. That will fix a lot of the spacing issues.
Yeah.
And I think the shooting issues will get better because he can't hit a 3 either. Has he made 1 3 on the year?
Who's that?
Westbrook. Has he made any?
I don't know the answer to that.
I have to look. I don't know if he has. But either way, that will help because the spacing is a problem. Like when he's out there with LeBron and AD, the numbers are bad.
Sure.
But when he's not on the court with LeBron and AD, LeBron and AD still have really good numbers. In other words, they can be a good duo in the NBA as long as the rest isn't alongside of them, clogging up the lane and affecting the spacing, which means he should come off the bench.
Okay. Let's hear from some of the people who are frustrated.
Yeah.
The sky is falling.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, though. It's 4 games in.
Let's go to Steve in Burbank. Steve, you're on 710. What's up, man?
What's up? Hey, listen, you guys can talk about this till you're blue in the face. Nobody's pointing the finger at the right person, and everybody's been afraid to for 5 years now, and it's Jeannie, and she's a terrible owner, and I can tell you all the reasons she's a terrible owner, and they're all out there. And, the only thing that made me happy after last night's loss was that when I went on to social media and Twitter to see what was trending in relation to the Lakers, Jeannie was. And finally, people are seeing.
Okay, Steve, let me challenge this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
so, Jeannie Buss is the owner, the governor, as they say, the owner.
Yeah.
She has hired people and put them in places where they make basketball decisions. Now, you can say Jeannie picked the wrong guy or bet on the wrong horse with Rob Pelinka, but Jeannie's not the one that's out there putting a roster together.
Well, can I answer this?
Yeah.
Listen, Jeannie pushed out Jim for making bad decisions. Okay, she was all over.
But Jim
that.
and Momo, correct me if I'm wrong. Jim was actually making basketball decisions.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, but hear me out on this at least.
Okay.
Jim had a plan, and that plan at the time was to look. We drafted these young guys, right? We drafted Randall. We drafted Brandon Ingram. We had some hope. D'Angelo Russell. There was some hope. There was a plan. It didn't come together.
Yep.
But at least there was this plan, and I felt better in those years, even though we sucked, right? We were terrible, than I do now, because it feels like, look, Pelinka was Kobe's agent, okay? She's so much into nepotism. Magic had no business jumping into the Lakers.
All right,
No
again,
business.
you're laying it at Jeannie's doorstep, and I'm sure if Jeannie was here, I'm sure if Jeannie was here, she would say it is my responsibility. But she's put
she wouldn't.
basketball.
She hasn't.
No, she is. I mean, at the end of the day, it does fall on Jeannie, but she has put people in place to make basketball decisions, and you can make the argument she's put the wrong people in place. But I mean, Momo, am I wrong here?
Yeah. Look, you can argue she's put the wrong people in place. You can also argue that they made some mistakes in the way that they've constructed the roster, not just this summer, but over the last couple of years.
Right.
The key when you are doing anything in professional sports is to adjust.
Right.
And I think it's, to be honest, like I try not to go there with a lot of things, but I do think there's a sexist component when people go, sell the team. Like, it's what has she not done that is an owner is supposed to do? Spent money? They have like the fourth highest payroll in the league. Like, I understand you want them to have more than Steve Ballmer or whatever. Steve Ballmer.
It's a capped league.
It's a capped league. Like, the Lakers are still top 4 in the NBA in terms of
They're
salary
paying
and
luxury tax.
They're still a really good franchise and a desirable place for people to go. They just made some mistakes, and they have to figure out how to get out of them.
Yeah, no,
like, that's it.
If Jeannie made a mistake, it was giving Rob Pelinka an extension. That was the mistake.
You can say that.
Yeah.
If you want to say it. I don't agree with that in the sense that...
Well, I'm looking at this team, and I'm saying
but
whoever put it together...
To me, it is that's just money. It doesn't matter. An extension doesn't really mean anything. It's just money. So if you decide to make a change in how you're doing things, you can just pay that off, right? Like if bad owners, to me, like I know what bad owners are. Bad owners are Frank McCourt.
Sure.
Bad owners,
guys who will not spend. People
will
who will
not spend,
and that's not the case with the Lakers, and that's not the case
bad
with
owners
Jeannie Buss.
are people who meddle in team business and don't let the basketball people do, or they create Jim Dolan, for example, like that.
Right.
They step in the business, and he's actually been better recently because he didn't get involved in the Carmelo like he did with the Carmelo. Yada yada yada. The bad owners are change direction every 18 months because you get frustrated. You can name in any sport. There are bad owners, but to me, if you have a person who creates a nice culture around your team, who spends money, you can argue with decisions and choices they made, but that doesn't mean you're. Those were obviously they didn't work out. But I think all of this goes back to. I mean, I was watching the game last night. Guess who was hitting threes? KCP.
Right.
For Denver. This all goes back to
it goes
the
back
choice.
to the trade. It
goes back to Westbrook.
Yeah.
They gave away all their depth in that trade and their draft picks.
And they might have been able
themselves...
to keep Caruso and all that stuff. And that's one of the reasons why Westbrook gets a disproportionate amount of the blame. We saw what the team looks like without Westbrook. And they're still not good. It's not really Westbrook's fault. But Laker fans look at that trade as a colossal failure. And so Russell bears the blame for it, which isn't entirely fair.
Right. And if you don't like Rob Pelinka, I don't think that you can go from...
Not that I don't like Rob Pelinka. I just don't like the roster.
But if you're the fans or whatever. I was sitting at Staples Center, Crypto.com, and Jeannie was walking by, and it was quiet during the moment, and some fan yells out from the seats, like, sell the team. And I was like, whoa, it's game 3.
Yeah, it is early.
It's game 3.
It is early.
Like,
let's go to Michael in Silver Lake. Michael, you're on 710. What's going on, man?
The roster.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, guys. I used to be a hopeless optimist because of LeBron's presence on the team, but unfortunately, I think I'm ready to wave the white flag. I don't know if they're going to win a championship again, and I'll tell you why. AD is made of glass, as we saw last night. He somehow got hurt hanging on the rim, which I don't think would even happen to my grandpa. Second, LeBron is looking a little old. And
I'm not buying that. It's not LeBron though. It's everybody around LeBron.
I know what he's saying though. There's this, but what do you expect? He's still really good, and he's almost 38. Like he doesn't have the same East-West stuff, but North-South he's great, right? I agree with you in that he's not the same guy he was when he's 28.
He's gone to the rack a couple of times.
But he's still pretty darn good.
Yeah. Thanks for the call. I mean, waving the white flag. Is it super early to wave the white flag?
No.
No.
This is not going to be a good season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
just
early.
need to adjust your expectations.
Right. I think that's what it is. I mean, if your expectations are possibly getting into the play-in, then that's what they should be at.
Yeah, those are my expectations. Possibly getting into the play-in. That's what it's come to.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hang on. John in Beverly Hills. John, you're on 710. What's up, man?
You know, this is very, very difficult for Laker fans. Laker fans are emotional and very passionate, and this is just a real difficult time these last couple of years. I think, number one, Rob Pelinka is absolutely to blame. When you win a championship in 2020 and you don't bring back the roster that won you that championship, something's wrong there. You know, it's like, get off my lawn guy. He's bringing in all these, back in the day, we're going to bring in Carmelo, and he's bringing in all these old guys that are no longer athletic. I think, number one, my priority is do not trade Westbrook. You keep that $47 million in cap space. That is golden. You can use that to get 2 or 3 great young athletic players. Number two, you trade Anthony Davis. We've seen enough, okay? It's time to let go and to get draft picks. We want to get in this draft. We want to get into Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes.
Right.
We don't have any draft picks. The league is filled with young athletic players, and we don't have barely any.
Yeah.
We need to change course here and to blow this whole thing up and rebuild it. Because and number three, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would explore a trade with LeBron. Cleveland, I think, would definitely send us a couple of first-round draft choices. We need to get back in this draft, and we need to rebuild.
Okay. Thanks for the phone call, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, some of that stuff is right, and some of that stuff is wrong. And again, somebody is responsible for this roster, which is undeniably a bad roster.
Yeah, it's a bad roster right now, but I'm in the camp of just give it a little time, adjust your expectations, and come up with a plan.
We were just talking about 2-9 as a start.
Okay, so it's 2-9.
2-9, we're going nowhere. If we get to that point, there's no point in trading Westbrook. Save that money, spend it next summer on the free agent market.
I think you can come back from 2-9. I don't think you can come back from 5-20, 25 games. But 2-9, like that's not great. You don't want to see that.
It's terrible.
That's why you can't give away games against Portland.
Right. Well,
I mean that's why you can't.
Shooting.
Like when you have winnable games, you gotta put those away. You can't give those away. And the problem for the Lakers is and I heard the caller say trade Anthony Davis. Absolutely not. Not right now. This would not be his highest value.
I would trade Anthony Davis.
Not now.
I mean, it's that. Well, what's his highest value? Are we ever going to get back? Are we ever going to get back to there? I mean, he's questionable for tomorrow night with lower back issues. I mean, here we go. Here we go.
I mean, I wouldn't do it now. I would just wait, take your time, take your lumps, but adjust the expectations.
And let's be honest, he's not getting traded because LeBron's with Clutch and he's with Clutch, and that's not going anywhere.
Yeah, unless they want to be traded.
Yeah, unless they
But
want
I haven't heard anything like that.
No. All right, coming up next for you, Anita Marks is going to join.
No.
We'll totally change gears. Our friend Anita with some gambling advice. We'll do that coming up next for you. In the meantime, let's ring the bell.
Woo!
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
Money all the time. What I'm thinking. $1 million. Dollar Mondays.
Million Dollar Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win a mill.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on Million Dollar Mondays.
Million Dollar Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You're just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Ireland on 710 ESPN, the OGs of LA Sports Radio. We're here each weekday, 1 to 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwich between Travis and Sliwa and Sedano and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
Let's do some gambling, huh? Let's do some gaming. Joining us right now is our friend Anita Marks. She is sponsored by Teza. Get more focus and energy in your daily life with Teza nutrient pouches. Visit TezaEnergy.com and make your mouth happy. Now, do you have a hookup with Teza, Anita?
A hookup, like, do I get free products?
Yes.
Of course.
I do not. I just bought 10.
What do you mean?
I just bought 10 cans of Teza from Teza.com. No, I swear to God I did.
You shouldn't buy anything.
I was using the bangin' cherry whatever thing that today.
Oh, yeah, the cherry's good, right?
The cherry is really good. The cinnamon's
I know, my
really
favorite.
good.
My favorite's Have you had the tropical
Love
yet?
the tropical, yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's my
we need to get Ramona. Ramona's got, like, how many babies you have now, Ramona? Man,
two of them.
Yeah, man, we got to get you in there. Like, I'm sure, like, by, like, 4 in the afternoon, you're, like, spent. I think that's the hardest job on earth is being a parent. So we need to get you some Teza.
9
girlfriend.
p.m. at night. 9 p.m. at night. It's like I'm raging against the dying of the light. I'm like,
there you go. Yeah, just pop a Teza, and you're good to go, babe. You're good to go.
So, Anita, are you on tonight?
I am on tonight.
Excellent. All right, tonight.
No Lakers, no losing Lakers team on tonight. So I'm on tonight, helping people win some money.
Yeah. So, all right, let's do some of the games this weekend. First of all, Niners are at the Rams. I know you hate the Rams. The line opened at -2.5. It moved to Niners -1.5. The Rams are 3-3. The Niners 3-4. How much do you hate the Rams this week?
Oh, stop it. So, true story. McVay and I go back to when he was the tight ends coach in the UFL, and I was the sideline reporter, Stewart. And so I know McVay quite well. He's funny.
He is funny.
Just out of curiosity, how many over-under, let's bet, how many over-under, how many chants we're going to hear, who's your daddy, bump, bump, bump,
Is that a
bump,
bet?
bump.
Is that
Kyle
actually
is your
on the line?
daddy, bump, 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 bump. Jimmy Garoppolo is your daddy.
Can I just-
7-1 against the Rams.
Okay. Can I just point out that when it mattered the most,
Oh, jeez.
we went to the Super Bowl, we beat them,
I know you did.
and they lost. Okay,
Yep.
so they're 15-0 or whatever. When it mattered, we won the game. And I actually
Right.
feel like this. We talked to McVay yesterday. I thought he seemed unbelievably enthusiastic about Sunday's game. Like, he's pumped up. He's fired up. I think this is a game the Rams are going to win outright.
I mean, we're on the same page, my man.
Whoa, okay. Listen, he's had 2 weeks to prepare for it. He
Yes.
better win, right? But not that I hate the Rams, but they've been winning me a lot of money. Listen, I'll take the 49ers. I'll lay the 1.5. At the end of the day, 41% pressure rate against Matthew Stafford, who's getting pressured on 40% of his dropbacks.
Right.
He only has 15 plays that have gone more than 20 yards. They're 31st in points per drive in the first half. So I'm going to play the 40. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to play this. I'm going to play the 49ers in the first half. I'm going to take house money. I'm going to low double down on the 49ers -1.5. Probably will be up more than that at that point in time. That's how I'm going to play this. Also, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go buck wild on McCaffrey. Over rushing yards, over receptions, over receiving yards. I think he unleashes him against this Rams team, who, by the way, couldn't stop him in their last game. 13 carries for 69 yards, 7 receptions for 89, playing for a much more horrible team in the Carolina Panthers. Now you think you're going to be able to stop Christian McCaffrey in this offense?
Have you ever come onto this show and picked the
not gonna
Rams to
happen.
win anything?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
As Coach McVay would, have you ever picked the Rams to win anything?
No, not really.
But I've been winning people money. That's what my job is. My job isn't to win friends and influence people. My job is to help people win money.
I have no idea what that means.
If you want to bet on anything Rams-wise, bet on Van Jefferson over longest reception. Okay, because he's the vertical threat on this offense,
Yes,
right?
and he's back now. This is the first time they've had him.
That's right. 23% of his targets are for 20 yards or more. So if you want to bet on anything, go Van Jefferson over longest reception, and I think you could be a winner.
All right, how about my Raiders?
Oh boy,
I'm in.
They're off to a great start.
I'm in. Did you see Josh Jacobs last week?
Josh Jacobs has been a machine.
Is he on your fantasy team?
He is on my fantasy team. He's winning me games. So Raiders, I've got it Vegas -2.
You guys aren't going to like me after this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Vegas, is it Vegas -2?
It's Vegas getting it's the Vegas -1 actually. I do like the Saints. I'm sorry, Ramon. I do like the Saints on the money line here. Listen, they lost last week even after Andy Dalton threw 2 pick sixes. They only lost by 1 score. By the way, they outgained the Cardinals by 150 yards. They have a top 8 offensive line, so I think Crosby is going to be not have the statistics that we've seen him have. On top of that, and again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here. Again, I'm here to win people money. The Las Vegas Raiders, 27th in third down defense, 30th in red zone defense, 32nd in opposing passer rating. So it doesn't matter if it's Jameis Winston or Andy Dalton, which I'm being told it's going to be Andy Dalton this week.
Really? I just read I thought it was going to be Jameis Winston.
Really? Because I'm being told that Dennis Allen.
Well, I trust you. I trust you way more than I trust me.
Well, no, I just last I read that he's benching Jameis Winston because of poor play. But I don't know. I mean, listen, nothing has been like, I don't believe anything until Adam Schefter reports it. So Adam Schefter hasn't reported anything yet. Also, keep in mind, because this is being played in the Big Easy, it's a 10 a.m. start time, body time start time for the Raiders. They're 9-21 against the spread against the NFC. I could go on and on. I know you're really thrilled about Josh Jacobs, but guess what? This is the second best rushing defense in the NFL. So I actually like the under of 83.5 rushing yards for Josh Jacobs. I'm not saying bench him on your fantasy team by any stretch of the imagination. His volume alone, you should play him.
I really
but
think
I'm just
you
not
should
expecting
change
a big,
the
a big
name
day
of
from
your
him.
show to Bet Against LA.
Okay, how about UCLA?
How about UCLA? I've got a minus 16.5 at Stanford. How much do you like Stanford?
I love UCLA. How about that?
There you go.
Right?
Do you know who
why?
you're talking to?
You know why? Because Chip Kelly knows how to beat bad teams. Okay? That's what
How many are we supposed to be friends, Anita?
Well, I'm sorry.
Are we supposed to be friends? This is my Stanford Cardinal.
Listen. You leave when you're gambling or you're playing fantasy, you leave your heart at the door. Okay? You leave your heart at the door. I do like UCLA. They're coming off a very disappointing loss to Oregon, which I lost my butt because I had them beating Oregon. This is a spot that I think offensively they can get back on track. They're going to be able to rush. They're going to be able to run all over Stanford. Stanford has one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL. They're giving up over 190 yards per game, 5.2 yards per carry. So I think Chip Kelly's going to have his way with the Stanford team.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So betting on UCLA. That's all right. It's an LA. Now, how about my USC Trojans? I've got a minus 15 at Arizona.
Yeah, I'm on USC this week as well.
Nice.
Also, I like my favorite bet is over 46.5 team total points. The over-under is 76.5 points. Ooh. That's just crazy to me. So, I'm going to stay away from that. That's just a ridiculous total. But I do like the team total over 46.5. Why? I know that Jordan Addison, I know that he's going to be out. He's dealing with a leg issue. But Williams, Washington, they're great. This is not only is this a very explosive USC offense, right? But on top of that, they get a lot of turnovers and they take advantage. They capitalize on those turnovers. They make those turnovers. They turn them into points. So also you've got an Arizona defense. They've only have 9 sacks on the season and they only have 2 interceptions. USC, you know what Arizona's going to be doing? They're going to be watching the scoreboard. Yep. That's what they're going to be doing, guys. I mean, USC is just going to put up a ton of points. I'm just weary of the over of 76.5 just because I don't think Arizona's going to be able to put up that many points. And I think at some point in time, this game is going to get so out of hand that USC is just going to, run the football. That's what I think is going to happen.
Like the sound of it. All right, so Anita's on tonight. You're on at 8 o'clock, I think, Bet LA, right?
That is correct, sir.
And get me some free teaser.
Are you curious in a Thursday night play?
Oh yeah, Thursday night, sure. Thursday night play. It's a pretty good game.
Did you forget that Tom Brady, playing with a post-wedding party hangover, is going up against the Ravens tonight?
Yeah. Where are you on that game?
Okay, so really quick, this is how I'm playing. This is really interesting, guys. I'm going to play the Ravens in the first quarter. I'm going to play the Ravens in the first half, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to play the Patriots in the fourth quarter. Here's why. Baltimore, they have gotten so much better on defense. Brady's offense is only scoring 13% of their drives. Get this, he has not scored a touchdown in 16 first-quarter possessions.
Yep.
And the Bucs defense, they're allowing touchdowns in 75% of their red zone possessions. So right there, that tells you, man, Baltimore is going to be on top first quarter, first half. They're going to dominate. But get this.
You're expecting a Tampa rally.
I am. The Ravens are last in the NFL in fourth-quarter scoring with a negative 46 points. Lamar has only thrown 1 of his 13 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter. He's thrown 4 of his 6 interceptions in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And the Bucs have made 4 of their 6 interceptions in the fourth quarter. And Tom Brady has an opportunity. If he does engineer a comeback, he will then tie Peyton Manning. So there's a lot of motivation here. So that's how I'm playing it. Ravens first quarter, Ravens first half. And I'm also going to lay some money down that the Tampa Bay Bucs do win the fourth quarter.
Okay. Anita, great as always. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, my friend. Ramona, always great to hear your voice,
You
love.
too.
Take care.
We'll be listening tonight. All right, coming up next for you, talented Mr. Roto, Matthew Berry's going to be with us for your fantasy football needs. 710 ESPN.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Travis and Sliwa each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you got to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code TS22 to join our show league and start having fun all season long. Again, just download the Cover 5 app. Use code TS22 to join the Travis and Sliwa Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
We go.
All right, so it's time for the talented Mr. Roto. Matthew Berry is with us. Matthew, how you doing, man?
I'm good, guys. What a crazy busy day today in the world of football, right? But I'm good.
Yeah, so, my fantasy team's undefeated this year, Matthew.
Can
you imagine?
It's tough to call you last place Mace. You're first place Mace. We're going to have to start calling you first place Mace.
The great thing is that when you look at the standings of our league, last place Mace is in first place. That's the name of my team, so it's very, very ironic. So I have a question, though, on Ezekiel Elliott. Now, Ezekiel Elliott is a question mark, I guess, for Sunday. Tony Pollard is the handcuff. What are people supposed to do?
Well, I think we're starting Tony Pollard. I think regardless. Now, it's interesting. So, there's reports that he didn't practice today, Zeke, that is. He didn't practice today or yesterday. He's got a knee sprain. But, this is a guy who last year had a partially torn PCL. So, it's really weird. Everyone's saying, signs are pointing towards him not playing. And the fact that he hasn't practiced this week so far, obviously not a great sign. That said, Ezekiel himself gave at a press conference, said he really wants to play, he wants to be out there for the guys, however he can contribute. And I think people would be surprised by this, but Ezekiel Elliott, through his NFL career, has missed only 1 game due to injury. Now, he had the suspension, and he's missed games for other reasons. He's only literally missed in his entire career 1 game due to injury for his PCL last year and played all 17 games. So I'm never going to count out Ezekiel Elliott until we know he's officially inactive. Either way, whether Zeke is healthy, whether he's active or not playing, I think you're still starting Tony Pollard. I currently have Tony Pollard ranked as if Zeke will be active, and I have him at 17. If we knew Ezekiel Elliott were going to be out in this game, then I think I would move Pollard up inside my top 10. He'd be a no-brainer RB1. You don't love the matchup against Chicago, but you actually don't hate it. Bears traveling on a short week. The game's in Dallas. And over the last 4 weeks, Chicago is bottom 10 in the NFL in run defense. We saw Ramondre Stevenson have a lot of success against them last week. So I do think Zeke would be a touchdown-dependent flex if he played, RB2, right, with a good chance of getting into the end zone.
All right, so open the phones, 877-710-ESPN. People are already calling through with this or that and starting to get reaction on Twitter at Venice Mace. First question is from Santiago, Raheem Mostert or Devin Singletary?
Wow, good choices right there. I literally have them right next to each other. I would probably go with Devin Singletary, just higher scoring game, better offense. But, Mostert against Detroit, literally you can't screw that one up. I literally have I have Singletary at running back 13. I have Mostert at 14. So both, obviously, both made my love list this week as well.
Wow. So that's a luxury problem is what that is.
Yes.
Let's go to Gio in Highland Park. Hey, Gio, you're on 710 with Matthew Berry. What's up?
What's up, guys? So, Matthew, I got to choose between Brian Robinson Jr. or Darrell Henderson Jr. for my flex non-PPR. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks. I think they're going with Brian Robinson, who's got at least 17 touches 2 straight weeks. He's not really involved in the passing game here, but the Commanders want to run the ball. It's actually a good matchup over the last month. The Colts are actually down 5 in the NFL in run defense. They've really struggled in that area. The game should be close. So I don't think negative will hurt with Robinson. Oh, Henderson, you guys know. You guys watch the Rams.
Yep.
They can't block anyone. They can't run block. It's brutal. And now they're playing the Niners. Last week 4 against the Niners, all of the Rams running backs combined had less than 60 yards rushing.
Right.
So I'm out on Henderson this week against a tough Niners defense.
Okay, here's an interesting question. Jason in Garden Grove. Jason, you're on 710 with Matthew Berry. What's up?
Hey, Matt. My question was just about Elijah Mitchell in the future. I haven't heard too much about what to do with him going forward once he finally comes back.
Elijah Mitchell. Matthew, what do you think?
Back who was their starter, got hurt. He's been out for quite some time. He should be back here in the next couple of weeks. But obviously, after the trade for Chris McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell is nothing more than just insurance in case CMC gets hurt. Now, CMC has been hurt each of the last 2 seasons, and we know the lead running back of the Niners is a valuable piece in fantasy. So I don't mind hanging on to Mitchell, but understand that you're not going to start him until you know that he's A, back healthy, and B, Chris McCaffrey is hurt, neither of which is the case right now. So hopefully that's in there harder than whenever he does come back, you'll get a little more clarity on the situation.
Okay. We got a little rough connection today, but I want to make sure we get all your. First of all, if you've not watched Matthew Berry's Peacock show, it is daily now. You can check that out. I watch it every single week. Then Sunday mornings, you're doing a show on Peacock, right?
Yep, 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock Eastern. And this week, Mace, we're in Buffalo. We're going to be live outside of Highmark Stadium in Buffalo. So, yeah, Bills Mafia are going to be
Will you jump through a table, Matthew? Will you jump through a table?
That's been a question. I will tell you this. Somebody on the show will.
Excellent.
And it's going to be one of those things that I'm trying to convince Michael Smith to do it. But I weirdly feel like it's going to be me unless Michael Smith or maybe a member of Bill's Mafia steps up. We'll see. Maybe I'll make a PA do it. Anyway, we'll see. But somebody is jumping through a flaming table. That much we can guarantee.
Excellent. And, of course, the podcast and NBC Sports Edge, or I always get there by putting in rotoworld.com, but NBC Sports Edge. Lindsay, our old producer who now produces the afternoon show, has a question. Linz, what do you got for Matthew?
Matthew, big fan, long-time listener, first-time caller. This or that, Jimmy Fallon or Seth Meyers?
Oh, boy. That's mean is what that is. Because,
hey, just got to stay on brand here.
That's a tough one because I love Seth, and Seth is a friend. But, Fallon obviously is amazing, and, I'm gonna say Fallon, in a hair, just because he was.
All right, we lost Matthew.
We got the answer.
Brett, as
Fallon.
always, went
we
Fallon.
got the answer.
Went Fallon. Thank you for the question, Liz. All right, coming up next for you, Bobcat. Bergman's going to throw a bunch of stuff at us. Weird show today. Weird show. Isn't it weird?
Scattered.
Yeah, I'm upset.
Yeah, you are. It's okay.
I'm really upset.
You know what, though? It's good. You're working through it. I feel like you're less upset now than you were at the beginning of the show.
I'm much less upset.
Yeah.
Now that I've had a chance to talk it through.
Did I help you with any of those answers?
Sure.
Or do you
mostly.
just don't like the answers?
Yeah, no, I don't love the answers, but at least there are answers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right.
Some level of certitude. All right, coming up next for you is Bobcat. In the meantime, my friend Jacob and Ronnie wanted to share this typical situation. So you get in what you think is a minor car accident. And your knee hits the dashboard, and you get out of the car, and you talk with the person, and they say they zoned out, they didn't see you, whatever it is, and it's obvious that the accident was the other person's fault. Your car has got damaged, but it can still be driven. So You take the pictures and you exchange the information. Then after waiting a week or two, you get hold of the other driver and they say, it was your fault. Oh, and your knee has hurt more every day since the accident. Don't put yourself in this situation. Immediately after an accident, call J.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Corporate Greg's Bobcat segment. But first, have you followed Corporate Greg at his new Instagram?
Corporate Greg.
That's right. The other one got hacked. So the new one is corporate_Greg. Follow now, follow often.
Corporate Greg.
But now it is time for that Bobcat.
Bobcat.
It's time for Bobcat.
Bobcat.
Bobcat time. Take it away, Corporate Greg.
Corporate Greg.
Thank you, Chris and Amanda. So Anthony Edwards is a sponsor of Popeyes. And he talks about it sometimes in the postgame.
One of my favorite restaurants.
I know you love the spicy chicken sandwich.
That chicken at Popeye.
Yeah. Well, Karl Anthony Towns said this about him on talking about Popeyes on the postgame press conferences.
Ant was just telling us that he puts a lot of this on him, and he's got to be better in back-to-backs, that he has not done that so far. Can you help him through that, or just is that a young player trying to figure out what to do in this league and how to answer the bell 2 nights in a row?
I mean, maybe I could do a better job of teaching him how to take care of his body, diet and everything. So that'll be on me. I know y'all think it's funny up here when he talks about Popeyes, and that doesn't make me happy to hear. We're high-level athletes, so.
So yesterday, Popeyes responded to Kat and said, "Good luck to every high-level athlete who eats Popeyes, regardless of what their teammates say." So 2 things. What do you think of Kat's response about Popeyes, even though he's a sponsor? And also, what do you think of Popeyes' response going back at Kat?
So, Kat, who's the endorser of
Anthony Edwards?
Okay, it's an endorsement. He's promoting his endorsement. I don't know that.
No,
Anthony,
he eats it.
You
talks
think he's
about
out there
yeah.
eating it all the time?
Oh, yeah. He talks about it all the time. He really does eat it.
Well, then you've got no excuses. A high-performance athlete. I love Popeyes, but I'm not a high-performance athlete. It's probably not high-performance athlete food. No, it is? You're going to say it is?
No. But there's plenty of young players who eat like this. They're for 2 years in the league, and then they kind of have a reckoning, and they have to come to it on their own and find their way to that. I could say the same. Like, he opened himself up by saying, I need to be better on back-to-backs and yada, yada, yada. So he opened himself up for that criticism, but I don't know if you want to have that conversation through the media.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to have the conversation through the media. I mean,
even though he opened it up, even though the conversation was there, even though the question was right there, I would still just say, like, I got to do a better job of helping him figure out his ways. You know, we all have to learn that when we come into this league, and whether it's through diet and exercise or whether it's just getting your rest, whatever it is, we gotta work on that. I mean, you could say that without without basically saying you eat bad, man.
Right.
Like,
now,
you could say that differently.
Now, are you a Popeyes person or no?
Not really. It's not that I don't like it. I just
love that chicken for Popeyes. Come on.
I don't have one like near me that I can go to.
Trust me, that doesn't matter anymore.
I know. With Instacart,
everybody
and stuff,
delivers. Yeah,
I know. It hasn't gotten into the rotation.
Their spicy chicken sandwich is the best.
It's really good.
Spicy chicken sandwich.
I've had it a few times. You know what I like? I like Pollo Campero. I like that one. Yep, that's
I don't
fine.
know that one.
I don't know. Man, you guys are missing out.
It's
the
so
rice,
good.
Really?
The beans. Oh,
it's I read an article in the LA Times about it about 2 years ago, and it's a fast food chicken place, but it's more than fast food because I think they make it to order. And it's from El Salvador, is that right?
Yeah.
El Salvador? Mm-hmm. And, like, people, like, swear by this chicken. And I saw one the other day. There's one on Topanga Canyon near where I live. And I go, that's the one I read the story about. Because the story is people, when they fly home from El Salvador, when they fly back to L.A. or something, they'll bring the chicken on the plane with them. Like, it's so good. Like, people in L.A. are like, can you bring me some Pollo Campero? And so now... They've opened up a few branches in the States, and they're wildly popular. So if you find a Pollo Campero, it is really good.
By the way,
you could just eat straight chicken, and the chicken sandwich is awesome.
The other one that is great is Red Chicks. Have you had Red Chicks?
Yeah, I had that.
Oh,
yeah, that's good.
They were out at the golf tournament. They are so good. And there's one pretty close to my house, and I will fully confess and own the fact that I ate 3 of them last night.
Wow. Okay. Did you go for a walk?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I walked to the fridge.
That's how I justify it when I eat too much. Wait. You also don't eat during the day. You got to get all your calories and fat and nutrition at night.
How did you get it?
How did I get it?
Yeah.
He walked.
No,
he didn't.
He walked to the door to pick up the Uber.
No, this is an important question. How did you get it?
You opened a new account. How dare you, Mace?
Reset my Grubhub.
Oh, you can't do that. First of all, you're not supposed to.
Bit.
It kills the bit. You killed. That's the biggest thing of all of this. It killed the bit.
Oh, you were hungry.
I was hungry.
You could have done it in so many ways. You could have
3
driven
sandwiches?
there.
I was real hungry.
Yeah.
Why would you drive there? You're home for the night.
Well, no, because he has a whole bit about how he had John Ireland reset his password and make a whole password, and now he just went and reset it himself.
Do you know this bit?
No.
Okay,
I
so
don't know this bit.
the idea is I cannot control myself.
I mean, either.
When it comes to Grubhub, so
same thing. Postmates.
I said to Ireland, just change the password to something I don't know.
Okay.
So we've been guessing. I've been guessing. He says I could know it. So I've been guessing with yes or no questions whether or not I can nail the password. And
one
last
every
night,
day.
I was just like, screw it. I'll reset the password.
I
It's
just
to my
want the
email.
Red Chicks.
It's over. I wanted Red Chicks.
You have no self-control.
None.
That's
I don't
all
either.
of all.
I have no self-control. It's like
Disappointed
I've
in
actually, I have decided that it's been 4.5 months. I have to stop eating with reckless abandon, even though I'm still nursing. Like when you're nursing, you can eat whatever you want and you really don't gain weight. But then there comes a point when you start gaining weight.
Yeah.
Like your body kind of holds on to it, and they're like, okay, you don't need to eat like this anymore. Your baby's okay. And that's the part where you really have to check yourself, because if you're not careful, you're eating like ton.
Right.
And you'll be like, what? Did I just gain 15 pounds? Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah.
So I think I've reached that point, so I'm trying to rein it in. And the way I rein it in is by not ordering so much Postmates.
pretty good rule to follow.
It really is.
The
Like,
less
if
you order, the less weight you gain.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because what I always over order.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I need some leftovers for tomorrow, but then I just eat it all.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same. I'm the
Come
same.
on.
Like I got a backup Big Mac a couple of weeks ago when I went to the McDonald's. I was like, I'll get a Big Mac, and then I'll get a second one just
for later,
just in case.
There's no way you're gonna eat
just
that right
in case I'm not full. The backup Big Mac.
Yeah, but how long did that last?
The McRib.
It was gone.
You should have gotten the McRib.
You should have got the McRib.
Disgusting.
Shame on you.
Disgusting.
Yeah, there's no
you
way.
guys didn't answer the question about the Popeyes tweet
No, whatever,
back.
it's fine.
Did you like that?
Whatever.
from
It
Popeyes?
spurred a conversation.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
No, I know, but I was just wanting to see what you thought of it.
I liked it.
Yeah, I like
Extra
it.
attention to them.
No
Fine.
Popeyes. I'm
Fine.
on Team Popeyes.
Team Popeyes.
Chicken from Popeyes.
One more time. One more time.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
All right, thank you. All right, so Michael.
Oh, right. Now that's going to come back.
You want me to help you out?
Bobcat.
It's clean, too.
It was clean. That's why I wanted it. So, Michael J. Fox was obviously in the Back to the Future movies, and he did an interview with Entertainment
He was?
Tonight on Tuesday and talked about a possible fourth installment or a reboot of the franchise.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And he said, I actually had this thought that if they did this movie again, they should do it with a girl as Marty.
Oh.
So, what do you think of the idea
And
of
would
a
he be
fourth
Doc
mo-
Brown?
No, he wouldn't be in the movie.
He wouldn't be in the movie. So, in other words, it would be...
It would be
a
just Back to the
female
Future.
character,
Yeah,
Back to the Future with a female
rebooting it,
character,
but with a
rebooting it.
female character.
So she
right.
finds a car somewhere.
Or like,
Right.
yeah, she
Yeah. She
crazy
found the car.
doctor.
I'm into that.
You know?
Look, I wasn't going to be into the Bill and Ted advent. Like, I was like, oh, there's some things you should just leave it as they were.
Right.
It was good.
It was.
I like the Bill and Ted movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You know?
Good.
Yeah.
Bill
Like,
and Ted good.
that's-
I don't think we should ever touch Back to the Future. It's a classic.
it
I
is.
think going back, it's sort of like, remember when they did Ocean's 11, then they did Ocean's 8,
Yep.
which was an all-female cast. They did Ghostbusters, whatever, with an all-female. I just you can't go back and recreate an original and expect it to resonate in the same way. So I'm against any sort of remake of Back to the Future, although I have tremendous admiration for Michael J. Fox.
So Robert Zemeckis also said, I just read down further on the story, which I should have done earlier.
He was the original director of Back to the Future.
He said, ugh, God, no, that can't happen until both Bob and I are dead, and then I'm sure they'll do it unless there's a way our estates can stop it. I mean, to me, that's outrageous, especially since it's a good movie. I'm not talking about the female portion of it, just rebooting.
Just reboot it, yeah.
Just rebooting.
Ditto for me. What Zemeckis said goes for me, too.
See.
When you're gone, then they're allowed to?
No, yeah, when I'm gone, they're allowed to do a Back to the
Whatever you
Future
want,
remake. Yeah.
You're like, I'm not around.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Bobcat.
All right, what you got,
Okay,
Jorge?
so you guys remember the show MTV Cribs?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's making a comeback, and
I never knew it went away.
Yeah, one
That
of
was
those
fake, which is
well,
upsetting.
well, just accept the premise. It's a come on, man.
Premise.
All right, next Bobcat. Just
No, what do you got?
So one of the celebrities in it is going to be Dwight Howard. He's going to have plenty of show and tell. His home shows a 14-car garage, a pool house, 5
Snakes.
kitchens, yeah, exactly, snakes, and a saltwater and outdoor fireplace or whatever. Pool. So how comfortable would you be if they sent a camera crew to your place to show us how your crib looks?
I'm cool.
Yeah, I'd be totally cool.
I got a nice backyard.
Yeah, I got a nice yard. I think I got a cool
My
cool
house is
crib.
basically like a kid playground at this point.
Right.
Like, it started off with a ball pit. Then we built a playhouse. Then we got a trampoline. We have a bazillion toys. It's
Right.
like I could literally turn my house into a place where I charge $25 a kid so they can go play for
Yeah.
a couple hours.
Yeah, nice.
Like
nice.
it's yeah. It
Well, you
used
guys
to be a
have all
house.
been to my
Now
house,
it's
right?
a.
Jorge, have you been
You
to
got a
my
great
house?
No, I've never been.
I have.
My house is like it's not
Great.
big.
No, it's great.
It's not but it's a nice house. I would feel totally comfortable.
I like the outside, I like the backyard.
Yeah, the backyard is awesome.
It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So you do the gardening, right?
Yeah, I'm the
Yeah, you're the
I do the gardening. Yeah, I'm the
That's
gardener.
right.
Yeah, your last party, you were like, I put up all the lights.
I did put up all the lights. Don't take away from the fact that I put up all the lights. I did put up all
Are they
the
those
lights.
solar lights?
No,
Okay.
no, they're actually they click on. At a certain time of day you can set them. But my backyard's filled with like white lights, and I put them all up myself.
Yeah,
I didn't
good for
hire
you.
some
Bravo.
Good
Christmas
for
light
you.
person to come
proud of
and
you.
do it.
You
I
got a gold
hire
star.
people. For
Bravo me!
I don't think you should do that. I feel like you're gonna fall.
No, I'm not.
Like, you're super clumsy. Like, hurt yourself.
There's an Italian word for it that goes around my family, stumblot. And I don't know if that is an actual word or not.
It sounds like stumble a lot.
My mom says it all the time because my mom is very clumsy. My dad was very clumsy. And she would say, you're stumblot, which I think is Italian for you stumble
a lot.
Yeah, stumble.
I don't know why that would be Italian.
No, I think it is. I think it's an actual Italian
Unless you
word.
actually say stumble a lot.
Stumble a lot is different from stumble lot.
Bobcat. All right, so I think we got time for one more here. So I just have a question. This is interesting. The Los Angeles Dodgers put out today, congratulations, Trey, Will, and Chris on being named Silver Slugger Award finalists.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Turner, Will Smith, and Chris Taylor. Now, I love Chris Taylor, but why is he a Silver Slugger Award
Silver Slugger
finalist?
is what best hitter?
Yeah, one of the best hitter at your position.
And what position are we calling Chris Taylor?
Left field.
Utility?
Utility.
He had a terrible year.
Well, that's the biggest thing. He had a terrible
He
year.
had a terrible year. How is he up
Somebody
for a
just
Silver
mixed that
Slugger
up.
Award?
They just decided to give him a finalist award.
I mean, he sort of barely made the playoff roster. He's like one of the last
he wasn't
guys
going
in.
to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't understand that at all.
The roster. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
that makes
don't-
no sense. But
no, he had 10 home runs. He hit 221, 43 RBIs,
Silver Slugger,
89 hits.
That's just a typo.
Who else is in the category?
I mean, I don't know what the.
Way to look it all up. Yeah.
Who would you replace
Yeah.
him with?
No.
Well, Will Smith. What?
Yeah, he
is
should be
Freddie
in there.
Freeman a finalist for the Silver
Yeah.
Slugger Award? Okay.
Did they
and Trey
mean
Turner?
Freddie and not Chris? Like,
Yeah,
is
I
it
don't
just a
really-
mistake in the
so
tweet?
here's a rundown. So here, okay, I have
All
a
right.
rundown.
Okay,
to follow.
okay.
So first base. Well, this is in the AL. Let me just go to the
Yeah,
NL. real
yeah, go to
fast.
the NL.
You can do it, you can do it.
Go ahead.
We're just gonna keep scrolling
Yeah,
down
scroll.
a little bit. Hold on. We're
Stall. Sorry, here we go.
We need to-
Breaking news:
Hurry up.
Silver Slugger Awards are in. Nominations.
So first base is Goldschmidt, Freeman, Alonso, Olsen, Walker. Those
Okay.
are all completely credible.
Yes.
Second base, McNeil, Cronenworth, Marte, Wong, and Brendan Rodgers from Colorado.
Yes, I like
Yeah,
that.
that's fine. Third base, Manny Machado, Arenado, Austin Riley, Justin Turner. Justin Turner, not
Justin
sure why he
Turner
got in
didn't
there.
have a good year.
Nope. Trey Turner, Willie Adames, Lindor, Swanson at shortstop.
Obviously, Trey.
The outfield has a whole bunch of guys with Mookie obviously being in there because he belongs in there.
Yep.
And then catcher is Will Smith, which we've already said.
Yep. Deserves it.
DH is Justin Turner also, which is weird.
It's weird.
But then there's the utility, and that's where Chris Taylor is. It's Brandon Drury, Tommy Edman, Tyro Estrada, Jeff McNeil, and Chris Taylor.
Well, I mean, in that group, Jeff McNeil, who won the batting title, has got to win.
But he's also second baseman. He's got two different
Yeah.
spots.
All right.
I don't understand these
I
things.
don't
All right,
understand
let's just
it.
get over
Yeah,
it.
let's
Bobcat.
get with this through.
Bobcat.
Yeah, enough. Enough. All right, coming back next. Let's dig into what we saw last night. Let's dig into where we are as Laker fans. You'll get a chance to ring through in this next half hour. 877-710-ESPN. Where are we going? What are we doing? How bad does this team look? Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Is there some hopefulness down the line?
That is a heck of a
There are
song.
no signs of life, is what
Dang.
Jorge just played.
You know what's funny? Play that again. This is a happy sounding beat, and then the lyric is,
There's no signs of life.
I mean,
It's a great song. All right, back next, some Lakers, Mason and Ireland. Momo in for John 7.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
ESPN.
Hey Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
A good karma brands.
All right. What's up, people? So, Momo's in for John today. And the Lakers lost again last night. Now 0-4. One of the things that got said today was by Vince Carter. Here's what Vince Carter said about the Lakers.
I mean, it is the most basic thing in this sport. If you can't put the ball in the basket, you have very little chance of winning. Wendy made the point earlier this morning, the Lakers are actually playing good defense. What, if anything, can they do about being unable to shoot?
So, it's not much that you could do. And I'm going to say this, and it goes, I think it falls in AD's lap more so than LeBron. I just looked at the stat sheet, and he had 1 free throw attempt. 1 free throw attempt.
Yeah.
So that just tells me everything is jump shot. Everything's not aggressive. Everything, your shots are not to the basket. And the reason I say that is if you can get your team in the penalty outside of not being able to shoot the ball, at least you can draw fouls and score with the clock stop, giving yourself a chance to score other than settling for a jump shot or hoping that you can make a jump shot or whatever the case may be. So I think AD, they need something from AD more so than just 22 points. I think he needs a demand. Right now, he didn't look healthy. You're expecting LeBron to save the day again, which he can do. But if he's trying to save the day now, what LeBron will you get at the end of the year? Yes, he'll still be there. He'll do it. But will he break down for you at the end of the year if you're trying to make a push?
Okay, so there's nothing they can do about bad shooting. By the way, do you believe bad shooting is contagious?
Yes,
You do?
absolutely. Because people start pressing. And I think good shooting is contagious too.
Like, you think good hitting is contagious
Correct.
in baseball?
What happens, shooting is about, the theory of clear the mechanism.
Yes.
Breathe.
You should see Mo. Oh,
I'm on the live
go to
stream.
go to the YouTube live stream.
I know.
Momo's demonstrating.
I don't go. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever catch yourself where you're stressed out? Because I clench my jaw. Do you do that? Do you do anything where you're stressed?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I used to be stressed about throwing the ball sometimes. If I had one error, it would get in my head, and I'd start aiming the ball, and then you're not loose. Like, you gotta
Right.
be. If you're loose, then you just let it go.
Right.
And
And Dodgers super tight. During
Yeah,
the,
super tight.
Yeah.
One person doesn't hit, and then all of a sudden puts pressure on the other people, and I think that bad shooting is contagious because I watch the games. They're getting open looks.
Well, they're being given open looks.
Correct. And
there's a difference between getting open looks and having the other team back off and say, "Shoot,
please,
go ahead."
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's going
I
on.
know.
That's what's
exactly
going on.
what's
They're
going on.
not knocking a shot down. And then Anthony Davis, who had, Vince Carter rightly pointed out, had 1 free throw last night.
I know, not okay.
Anthony Davis got to be on attack, on attack, on
He is
attack.
hurt, though. I saw him the other day. He was clearly icing his back, and he's been dealing with that ever since the preseason.
God.
I know.
Already beat up.
Yeah, I mean,
questionable, by the way, for tomorrow, but not out, but questionable.
Look, I could make an argument that the worst thing that has happened to the Lakers this year has nothing to do with the shooting or Russell Westbrook or anything like that. It's that Dennis Schroeder got hurt.
Right.
They need a point guard so bad. It can't just be LeBron. They need someone to organize the offense.
So no Pat Bev.
Right. Pat's not really a point guard. He's like an off guard who's undersized.
But he's sort of functioning in that role.
Yeah, and that's not really what he is. Like, he's not a guy who runs your offense and sets everybody up. Like, when he played in Houston, his best years,
right?
James Harden was the point guard.
Yeah.
I mean, or Chris Paul. I mean, you have to. LeBron has always done well with 2 things. Well, 3. He needs shooting around him to space the floor. Oh my God. You need another ball handler to help create some offense. Dwayne Wade, Kyrie, somebody like that. And frankly, it doesn't even have to be that good of a player. It doesn't even have to be that good of a point guard.
Right.
It could be. Last year, it was DJ Augustine.
Yeah.
Remember when they got DJ Augustine
Sure.
and it was like, oh, whoa, things are better when you have a little point guard there. I mean, just somebody who can organize an offense. That's it.
Well, I'll tell you what. The shooting is so atrocious.
Yeah.
And by the way, the players that were signed, there are a couple of them that shoot 35%
Yeah, and they're
career
not.
from three.
Right.
But most of them don't.
Yeah.
I don't see the makings of a roster that is going to be in the playoffs.
The roster.
Do you?
No, not right now. Not right now. But I'm of the camp that there's a lot of teams and a lot of situations in this league that could change rather quickly. Brooklyn hasn't been good. Philly hasn't been good.
Right.
LA hasn't been good. I mean, the Lakers haven't been good. Like, there's some good there's some teams that we're expecting to be good,
right,
that aren't.
But how did you put this? Honestly, I still go back and I look. How did you put this roster together?
The roster
without shooting.
They wanted to fix the defense first.
The whole premise is put LeBron around shooters, space the floor so that LeBron.
Okay. However, I'm going to give you a counterpoint.
Okay.
This is one small sample size. They could very easily be 2-2 right now. If you can when you have a roster that is flawed, you can survive one bad thing per game. You can survive one injury or one poor shooting performance or one
night
bad
with
decision,
a bunch of turnovers,
right? Or turnovers.
Yeah.
But you can't survive LeBron bad shooting night, Westbrook bad shooting night, AD no free throws. You could survive maybe 2 out of the 3 even.
Right.
But they've actually played pretty good defense.
They played. Let's just say they played.
Yeah.
They've bought into what Darvin Ham is teaching. They've bought into defensively.
Yeah.
I have no knock on them.
Yeah, that is something they have fixed. It's just in these 4 games. One game, I would argue that they blew it against Portland with decision making, and the decision making being Westbrook and poor shooting being the rest of the team. The other game against the Clippers, they very easily could have won that one as well. They stormed back, and they were right in the game at the end and then kind of blew that. Again, poor shooting and decision-making. Last night, LeBron turnovers, not an awesome game from him. AD.
Still 24% from 3 or whatever that was.
Not great shooting. So you've had too many things go wrong each game. Your margin for error is too thin when you have a roster like this. And it's not that shocking when you have 3 guys who are making all the money and everybody else is not. Like when you have 3 guys taking up 90% of your salary cap.
Right, but then some of the names that float around, Bojan Bogdanovic and Buddy Hield, and some of the names that have been associated with the Lakers in terms of, they're shooters.
Yeah.
They're shooters.
They were looking for that. And they probably could have landed some of those players, but they were not deals that they liked, and they were trying to get the deal they liked. Now, I don't know all of the intricacies of each of the deals they said yes or no to,
right,
and what's really available, but I don't think this is as dire as other folks do. In the
Wait a minute,
sense
we were
that,
just not as dire. We were talking about 2-9 as being a realistic start.
I know.
How is that not dire?
It's dire. It's not good, but it's the most.
You don't
important
think that's
thing-
dire? 2-9 is not dire.
No.
Oh God.
I know.
Seriously, 2-9 is not dire.
It's getting real close to dire.
So
Right on the
what
board.
is dire
It's
then? If
dire
2-9
adjacent.
isn't,
Dire
at the
to
very
me
least.
is 20 games. If you're still, like, if you're
5-15.
5-15, that's dire.
I mean that's possible.
That's
that is
definitely it is
possible.
possible.
That is possible. yeah.
That's when you go, okay, that's bad. But the schedule's really tough. They're not that good. Then they're losing the winnable games. They're snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Okay,
Can't
so
do that.
Let me dial this back and see if I can get this out of you. They're not that good, is what I heard.
Yeah, they're not that good.
Who's responsible for they're not that good?
You want to do a blame pie? Is that?
I mean, in my mind, it's Pelinka.
It's Rob would be the architect of it, so yeah, it has to be at his feet. But there are a lot of people who, like, I am one of those who, like, the Charles Barkley sound on Westbrook, and they've taken the joy away from him. What? Aren't you responsible for your own attitude and performance?
The town is beating him up, though.
Okay.
And as we saw
but he's
last
not
night,
helping himself.
He's getting a disproportionate amount of the blame because we still can't shoot when he's off the floor.
Correct. But there's a lot of things that he could do differently. Like, it reminds me a bit of the Steve Nash year when he got hurt and everybody hated Steve Nash and all that.
Right.
But at least Steve Nash wasn't giving those kinds of interviews like Westbrook gives, and he wasn't doing things on the court where you just go, oh my gosh, right? Like he makes himself the focus of this, and
right.
He's making it harder on himself than it needs to be.
All right, I want to get some call. I think, Bergman, why are we not that good? Momo said it. We're not very good.
Well, because we don't have shooters in the roster.
But there's also
the
element of
who's at
Matt
fault?
Ryan.
I want to know who's at fault.
Matt Ryan is their best shooter.
A lot of people at fault. To me, all of their problems go back to the decision and the exact trade they made for Westbrook.
100%.
The whole trade, it goes back 2 years ago. They gave up all of their depth for Westbrook. Now, you can recover from that if you have more picks and more opportunities, but they don't.
Okay, let me ask you.
And they have not recovered from it.
Let me ask you a reasonable question.
Mm-hmm.
Who made that trade?
Rob Pelinka made that trade. However, there's a lot of debate about which trade Rob preferred. It's become clear that was not his only option, or maybe even his preference.
We finished 16 games under 500 last year. Why was Rob Pelinka extended? Where did that come from? The level of confidence in Rob to say, "Yep, we're going to give you some more years."
I don't know the answer to that one, and I also think that that's not even close to an issue.
Meaning,
who cares? So you give him an extension so you have organizational stability, but that doesn't mean that he stays the whole time. To me, it's like. You do a signal and it's just money. That doesn't matter. It's just money. That's not affecting the salary cap. That's not affecting anything else. If anything, I think that would be louder in LA if you didn't give him that stability. It would be louder and more tumultuous and hard to deal with. I'm not defending it. You're asking me questions like I made the choice.
Questions. No, I'm asking.
I didn't make the choice. It's not my choice.
Real questions.
Yeah.
Real questions. All right, 877-710-ESPN.
Not my choice.
877-710-ESPN. Don't forget, at some point today, I'll just say it. I have told a lie.
You have.
Already?
At some point during the show, I told a lie. Do you guys think you know what it is?
Did Jorge get it? You're on the text thread with it.
I didn't look at the text thread. I'm busy doing a show.
No, you're not.
I don't have time for a text thread. If you can identify today's lie of the day, at 3:30 you can win a pair of tickets to the LAFC Austin FC Western Conference Finals match this Sunday at Bank of California Stadium, plus an autographed Carlos Vela photo. Tune in to the game on Sunday on 11:10 a.m. and the ESPNLA app coverage starts at 11:30 a.m. It's number 1 versus number 2. Winner punches its ticket to the MLS Cup Final. If you think you know the lie, get ready to call in at 3:30. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Celebrations at the Bay. LAFC are moving on.
A spot in the MLS Cup Final is on the line this Sunday.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Hey Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
In Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right. Let's make the show more fun tomorrow, okay?
Well, yeah, it was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Are you having fun?
Are you?
Oh, yeah. You know what they say, if Jorge's not paying attention to the show, or if he drifts off or is working on the podcast or something
What
like
happens?
that, it means the show's not good.
Yeah, we're not having fun.
9.
Yeah.
So you're having fun.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
I'm answering producer questions while I'm on the show. It's kind of fun. Did you guys see that thing I tweeted the other day? The picture? Ed O'Neill
I
and
need more information.
the show.
The
What
show
if
you
I
work.
told
I'm
you?
sorry. Yeah, the What If
What
I
If I
Told You
Told
show.
You
Yeah.
show.
The
What
Donald
if I
Sterling
told you?
adventure.
It's actually filming. Like they're like making things now.
Nice.
Yeah, and then the paparazzi got a picture of Ed O'Neill as Donald Sterling.
As Donald Sterling?
Yeah, and the actress we cast as V. Stiviano.
Nice.
On the set, and I was like, ooh, they look pretty good.
You're big time now.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not doing anything. I just see the stuff now.
I'm really impressive.
I answer questions like, "Hey, what color was the shirt that they wore the other day?"
Really?
Momo went big time.
They're into the details of what color shirt.
They're very they're very into details. Like I got one request of like, "Hey, we're trying to nail the uniforms that people are wearing."
Okay.
I had another one was what kind of room do you think they met in, this meeting between
Really?
Yeah. And like, have you ever been to this room and what does it look like? And I was like, I have, but like 7 years ago. Hold on. Let me go back 7 years ago in my life and remember some nondescript conference room I've been to.
So they're that much in the details?
Yeah, super in the details. And then, but the answer is always like, we need this answer now because we're shooting that tomorrow.
Oh,
or something.
really? That's
like
how it
stuff
goes.
like that, like little details like that. Yeah.
So your official title is
executive producer, but these are very.
Damn.
These are, I know.
Executive producer.
In name only. Like, I don't even.
I'm really
they
impressive.
Go stuff like, I go, "Hey, can I bring my husband to the set?" No. Okay.
All right, so we teed up some Lakers calls. Let's see what people are thinking right now. Let's go for Marcus. Marcus in Armida? Where are you from, Marcus?
Arleta.
Arleta, I know where that is.
Okay,
that's out in the 818. Yeah, I know where you're at.
So what's up?
Right on. Hey, first of all, I want to tell you guys I love you guys. I enjoy listening to you guys every day when I'm driving home from work. And I really called Momo just because I was very proud of the fact that you stood up for Jeannie Buss. I've been noticing and hearing the trend of Stephen A. talking about Jeannie should sell the team and even fans. And I just feel like for fans, for us to say that Jeannie Buss should sell the team is crazy. She's done everything she can to put us on top. She's tried to bring in the right people that fit and that are trying to bring up our LA team back to where it's supposed to be a championship caliber team. And I just feel like to have an owner that does that and for us to say she should sell the team, that's kind of, in my opinion, backstabbing her.
All right, thank you very much. By the way, I completely agree. Look, Jeannie is the person who has put everybody in place, but she's not making basketball decisions. She's put people in place to do that. The whole sell the team is ridiculous.
Well, I think it's also people in our. It's fine for fans to be passionate. That's understandable.
Sure.
The only thing that matters in terms of whether you like the person who owns the team or dislike them is winning and losing. That's it. It doesn't matter if you think she's nice. It doesn't matter if you think what she did 2 years ago. If they're not winning right now, then people don't like you. That's the way it goes, right? It's professional sports, especially for an organization like the Lakers.
Yep.
People are very passionate.
Standards are very high.
Just the way
Everybody's emotional.
Now, I always think, though, you have to have a decision-making paradigm, okay, of how do you evaluate ownership, okay? One, they own the team, but are they making – you can disagree with decisions. You can disagree with holding on to certain people or not holding on. You can disagree with how they – decision-making, but to me, the way you evaluate ownership and whether somebody's a good owner or a bad owner, et cetera, is do they invest the time, resources, and brain power into – do they care? I mean,
right.
There's a lot of owners that don't even care.
Yeah, no, that's not the case here.
No. If you can disagree with
decisions
all you want.
They're not cheap. They're in the luxury tax.
Yeah, they're the
spending
fourth
money.
highest payroll in the league.
Exactly.
Now, so to me, it's not about resources. It's just certain decisions they've made over the past couple of years have not worked out. That's it. So the question is, what do you do about it? And I think that's where they are. I think they're in what do you do about it stage.
Right.
And people may not like the answer. Like the answer might be, well, this year's probably not going to be great. The answer is probably going to be this year. Give them they'll make some changes at the margins. They'll do some things internally. They try to fix the defense. Hope that the shooting improves.
Yep.
Ascension to the mean because right now they're below what is expected and what they should be. And I hope they get into the play-in. That's probably where they are
as
this year.
currently constructed, they are no better than the plan.
Yeah, but you need to articulate a plan and a vision.
That some would say is a reach.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Now, Jim, on the other hand, in West L.A., Jim's not throwing in the towel. What's up, Jim?
Hey, I agree with both of you in that it's not time to panic. 0-4, yes, that's not good, but as Momo says, nobody's running away with the West. So we're only 2 or 3 games behind, but we have to make changes going forward, and I think we wait, we get the best trade possible, and we go forward. We just have to get into the tournament, right? Look at the Phillies. They were the worst team, and they were in the World Series. We just need to get the 6th seed and be better. If we get the 7 or 8, if we get in, and if we're good at that time, then we're okay.
All right. Thanks very much. And, we can slow our roll on some of this stuff. I mean, it is 4 games. There are some bad signs. Can't shoot. Defending. That was issue number 1 was defense. They're defending. They're like the top 5 defensive team in the league right now.
They're much better defense. Jorge, you
are brutal.
They're making me money.
Yeah, Jorge bets against the Lakers in every game with mythical
already.
money and makes.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to make it 30 for the next one. Yeah.
Wow, Jorge.
Jeez, Jorge.
30.
You're betting $30K against the Lakers tomorrow in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So
What's the
I
line?
learned a lot from you early on in my broadcasting career. Mace.
Okay.
And one of the sayings that I steal from you now, and this time because you're right here, I will attribute to you.
Okay.
But when I tell this to other people, I don't give you credit. So just
Okay.
full disclosure.
Got it.
The best thing to do in this business
Mm-hmm.
is undersell and overdeliver.
Amen.
The worst thing to do in this business is oversell and underdeliver. Right now, the Lakers have oversold and underdelivered.
Yes.
Think how different you'd be processing this if the message was, LeBron is 38. We're going to do whatever we can to give him a chance to win, but we cannot mortgage our future to just trade these picks in 27, 29. We got to just give this team is what it is. They can figure it out or not figure it out, but we cannot mortgage our future. How different would things be if the expectations were that? Instead,
Well, I think people would be upset with that.
they'd be upset with that, but it would be.
And you don't flush another season down the toilet.
Maybe you do. Maybe you just give them every
Weren't
opportunity.
you supposed to provide some hope?
But look, the message early on Media Day. Rob Pelinka said, "LeBron invested in us, and we're going to invest back in him. We will trade these picks if we find a trade that helps us to win a championship, but we only get one shot at it."
Right.
Which is giving people hope that that help is coming, that a change is coming, and that might be the case, but it cannot. It's 4 games.
Right.
You know what I mean? The season just started. They have to me, I think there's a messaging problem going on.
Well, who is doing the messaging?
Well, Rob did the message there. So that message was overly optimistic. You need to downplay a little bit more in the beginning of the season and make sure everyone's on board with that. Make sure LeBron's on board with that. AD's on board with that. Darvin's on board. Everybody's got to know what's realistic at the beginning so that it doesn't feel like the sky's falling after 4 games.
But isn't that part of, like I said, hey, if AD stays healthy, if LeBron stays healthy, I think the 6th seed is possible. Now, that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous statement. I disown that statement.
The injury report's out.
What do you got?
Westbrook, questionable left hamstring soreness. Anthony Davis, questionable low back tightness. LeBron James, probable left foot soreness.
Yeah, LeBron's going to. AD. Seriously, how many times during the offseason did I say, as long as AD stays healthy, this team can already? All right. Lie of the day.
Ooh.
So at some point today, I told a lie. And we got a killer prize here. It is a pair of tickets to the big game on Sunday, Bank of California Stadium. It is LAFC versus Austin FC in the Western Conference final match. Plus, you get an autographed Carlos Vela photo. If you know today's lie of the day, 877-710-ESPN. By the way, Jorge did sniff it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
I thought it was kind of obvious. Didn't you think it was obvious?
I didn't know, and now it is.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not on the chain with you guys.
All right. 877-710-ESPN. If you know the lie of the day, and don't forget, you can tune in to the LAFC Austin FC game, the Western Conference Final, this Sunday on 11:10 a.m. and the ESPNLA app. Coverage starts at 11:30 a.m. It's number 1 versus number 2. Winner punches their ticket to the MLS Cup Final. 877-710-ESPN. Big game. Ooh. Big game. And we'll give away those tickets coming up next if you know the lie of the day.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Twisted Yo, the most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right, lie of the day time.
Yeah.
I did lie today. We got a pair of tickets to LAFC versus Austin FC Western Conference final match this Sunday at Banc of California Stadium, plus an autographed Carlos Vela photo. If you think you know the lie, 877-710-ESPN. These guys did figure out. Momo, you did not figure it out.
No.
I don't think you ever do.
You know what it is? Every once in a while, I will write one down and I'll go, that's obviously the lie. I got John's the other day.
By the way, I'm super bad at identifying it when John lies. I don't think I ever get it right.
I mean, neither. I got one the other day and it was like the first time ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we just know that it happens.
Big moment for you. All right. Here we go. Let's see if you can identify today's lie of the day. Let's go to Joe. We'll start at caller number 7, Big Rob in Inglewood. Big Rob, you're on 710. What's up, man?
What's up?
What's up, fool?
I'm going to just tell the truth. I haven't even listened to the whole show.
Oh, well, thank you.
You told 2 lies today.
Okay.
And the lie of the day is that the Lakers shouldn't panic. It's panic time. It's over.
Yeah.
They should blow this thing up.
Okay. All right, Big Rob. That's not really the lie of the day.
But I get where he's coming from.
And I did panic. So
you were definitely
in fairness,
panicked.
I am in a panic right now.
No, you're not panicked. You know what I would describe you as?
What?
Perturbed.
Perturbed?
Upset.
Pissed off.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what perturbed means.
Yeah. Let's go to Jerry in L.A. Jerry, you're on 710. Do you know today's lie of the day?
I think so. Is it about resetting your Grubhub password?
Exactly.
I sort of thought that too.
Nice job, man. Yeah, I did not reset my Grubhub
What did you do,
password.
download Postmates?
No, I did not eat 3 red chick sandwiches last night. No, I'm on the straight and narrow right now. I'm not. I'm eating well. I'm eating well.
Good for you.
I feel better about that now.
Yeah.
I was legitimately upset
I
that you
sort
ruined
of
the
thought
bit.
that when you were saying you ruined the bit, but I was like, if I say too much right here, it's gonna.
So, Jerry,
really
you got 2 tickets to LAFC versus Austin FC Western Conference final match this Sunday at Banc of California Stadium, plus an autographed Carlos Vela photo. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Jerry, if you need somebody to go with, I can go.
Jorge wants to accompany you. Thanks, Jerry. And by the way, you tune into the game this Sunday. It's a big one on 11:10 a.m. and the ESPNLA app. Coverage starts at 11:30 a.m. Number 1 versus number 2. Winner goes to the MLS Cup final. And I think the championship game is a week from Saturday.
And it'll
Shoot
be
your
here,
shot,
too.
Jorge. I like it.
And it'll be here.
Yeah.
It'll be here as long
They
as
got
we
home
win.
field advantage throughout the whole.
Yes. As long as we win, it's here. It's a weird show today.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, it was like the angry. See, here's the problem. You and the Laker fans and all this stuff, you're just upset.
Yeah.
And I can't make it feel better for you. I can tell you.
I've hit you with
everything.
single thing that
Mike,
I can
what
think
you want
of.
me to do, man? What do you want me? I can't do anything. And that's the problem, right? Like, everybody's kind of yelling into the void.
Yeah.
You know, there's a sort of yelling into the void quality. But that's kind of part of being a fan. That's kind of part of, like, LeBron subtweeting. That's why LeBron tweets, no, it wasn't a tweet. The Instagram. Let's get back to that Instagram.
Okay,
oh,
the
my
Instagram,
gosh.
yeah.
LeBron is just like you, Mace. Does that make you feel better? LeBron is just like you.
In what respect?
He's the GOAT. You're the GOAT.
That's
All
not
right.
what I was
There
going to
you
say,
go.
but
See,
also
there you go, mate.
that
Thanks,
was
fool.
nice of you.
I need you to lighten up a little bit. You
Yeah.
know? Come on.
No, you're
smile.
both upset. You're both perturbed.
Yeah.
Look it up, perturbed. See if this sounds. Let me find the
Let's
definition.
just go with common parlance. Pissed
You're so-
off.
Okay.
Right? We don't need perturbed. Perturbed is probably the right answer.
I'll read it to you.
Probably correct.
Spell perturbed.
Pertur.
You're reading it.
Yeah. Per. Oh, you want me? I could spell it myself. I don't need
She
the
went
help.
to Cal. She can
Yeah.
spell it right.
Spell it, Mace. Spell it.
Okay.
Feeling
perturbed.
anxiety-
Perterbed.
Nope, you.
You are.
You are
Here's
wrong.
the definition: feeling anxiety or concern, unsettled.
Mason is wrong.
Like you and LeBron feel the same way today.
Yeah.
You and LeBron, who
Perturbed.
tweeted out, let's get his
his
get his
Instagram
Instagram
post.
caption. It's so great.
It's like, when are they going?
How long will you be taken for granted? And then this is the best. The little thought bubble emoji.
Yep.
The king emoji. And the next line is, keep going, kid.
I have no idea what that means.
It's so good.
Best use of a Sean
so
McVay
good.
drop ever.
It's so good. Keep going, kid.
Keep going,
You
kid.
know what I love about social media? There's a lot of things I don't like about social media.
Right.
But I love that we get entree into LeBron's head because he totally typed that himself.
Right, you interpret. What? Yeah, of course he typed.
So,
I mean,
like,
he's,
you just got to hear his self-talk. Like, you know how every once in a while, like, I come in and I have a bad attitude. Like,
Yeah.
that Tuesday, I was
Tuesday,
bad
you were
attitude.
terrible
I was
attitude,
bad
apparently.
You didn't hear.
No, Bergman told me.
I know.
When I got back on Wednesday, I said, so what were the shows like? And he said, well, Momo was really...
Momo was mad. John was
bad.
mad. John was mad on
John
Monday.
came in with a head of smoke.
Ireland was mad on Monday, apparently.
Ireland was mad on his veins were popping out. It was like red face. It was, "Rah!"
It was very close to.
Star effing driven tap.
It was that type of anger that he had.
Yeah,
Was
it
he
was
table
anger.
pounding?
There was a little bit of table
I
pounding,
think
right?
so.
Yeah, there was a few. There was
people in the
Stop.
Mason and Ireland Mafia. They were like, "Wow, John's angry."
Was he defending Westbrook?
Well, no. He was
sort
saying
of.
you do not have to shoot the three. There is no
Stop
law
shooting the ball.
that you have to shoot the three if you're
39.
open.
Last night we had our season low number of threes, and we still
They
lost.
still lost. Yeah, they still lost.
You got to shoot some. You've got to shoot some
Yeah.
threes to be credible.
Right.
Otherwise, everybody's going to pack the paint. Right now, they're saying, "Go ahead and
Yeah.
shoot." Hey,
Yeah.
doors open.
So you and LeBron, when you have your self talk,
Me and LeBron,
yeah, you
yes.
and LeBron. I'm trying to make you feel better.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. It's almost the end of the show. I got to send you on your way.
I want to go home.
I don't want
in
you to
good
have to
mood.
order Grubhub or reset your password or anything.
Yeah.
If you're gonna eat some bad food, stop on the way home and
I
at least
will.
pick it up.
I will.
And like that extra step of getting out of your car is gonna make you not do it. I know.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
If there's a drive-through, you might be dangerous. This is the kind of day that you stop at some greasy burger joint and go through the line at Jack in the Box and order way too much, right? Like this is the kind of feeling you have.
You get him a McRib.
No, you do not get a McRib.
But I bet everybody's eating very poorly right now. Like if you're in the place where you are, this is when people emotional eat.
Right. So like last night, it was all I could. I didn't have my Grubhub password, so I couldn't order Grubhub, but I certainly would have.
Yeah.
But Ireland's made up the password, so I can't get into it.
It's good. It's
I
a
have to
good
be
thing.
disciplined.
It's like me with the King's Hawaiian rolls. Just don't buy them.
Yeah.
Don't buy them.
Oh, those are
Every
so good,
time
though.
I say,
Yeah, that bread is just better than other bread. It's got
I'm
like
pretty
this
sure they
sweet
put something
sweetness
in
to
it.
Yeah.
There's something in it that is illicit.
Because that's bread you can just sit and eat.
It really is.
You can just eat that.
Oh no, I don't need
straight up.
anything inside of it.
No.
You don't
I
even
could
put
eat-
make them sliders or anything. No, you just eat the bread.
Eat the bread.
I mean, there was one night
Yeah.
I ate, like not even the small one, like the big one, the big King's Hawaiian run.
The whole loaf?
The whole thing. And I was like, did I just do? And you know what I do? I take the King's Hawaiian and I melt a little butter on it, like cut it open and then melt it for like 10
nothing
seconds.
wrong with that.
Oh,
But you ate the
God.
whole loaf?
And I hated myself afterwards, but it was so good. Oh, God. Like, it's that kind of night. Like, if you're feeling the way you are right now, it's that kind of emotional eating kind of night.
All right.
Right? So you and LeBron, you know what he said at the end of
Me
this?
and
You and
LeBron.
LeBron.
Yep.
You know what he said? You need to listen to him. Keep going, kid.
Keep going, kid. That's right.
Keep going, kid.
Keep going, kid. All right. Coming up next is
So
Game
great.
of Games. Now, Bergman, it's technically your game,
It's my
right?
day for a game, correct?
But DeAndre, who's one of our interns,
Yes.
has created this
Oh.
He did, and I wanted to give him his full credit, his game. So we're gonna go.
What's
play with that.
DeAndre's last name?
Hold on, I actually do know it. It's DeAndre
We could let
Hawkins.
Hawkins.
DeAndre Hawkins.
Nice guy. All right, so we will do Game of Games coming up next for you. Somebody from the afternoon show going to play?
Lobo!
Cappy will be here. Coming up next, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Hey Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100 or play all season long at cover5.com.
ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
That is Game of Games time, and Cappy is here. Do we get a love vote?
Love vote.
There you go. What's going on, man?
Mace, I'm so disappointed.
In what respect?
That your lie of the day was that you didn't really have 3 red chick sandwiches.
Why is that disappointing?
Because it made me feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Because last night at about 11:30,
Oh,
I was
here it
coming
goes.
home from a concert, you know?
Yep.
And I got a burrito.
Yep.
It's a big burrito.
Yeah.
And I'm on a diet, so I only had the pollo asada and the guacamole. You know, no cheese, no
Right.
sour cream.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I'm
no
on a
dairy.
diet, you know. 11:30 at night, I'm pounding a giant burrito.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't feel so bad because Mace had 3 red chick sandwiches last night.
Well, I don't want to make you feel bad, but I ate straight up healthy last night.
Really?
Yeah. What concert did you go to?
Went to see a band, a 90s grunge band called Candlebox. Anybody know Candlebox?
Nope.
No.
Heard of them.
Stay tuned because I'll be mentioning this.
Oh, the whole Candlebox.
Oh, here's the tease
story?
where we
All
can't
right,
know about
good.
it. Yeah,
All right, that's
we gotta
coming up.
wait.
Save it for the show.
So
I like
see-
that, Cappy.
You didn't go see Blink-182?
No, I didn't see Blink-182.
All
They're terrible
the
live.
Small
Are they?
things.
Awful.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
don't know any of their
it
songs.
is time for Game of Games. Now,
Game of Games
it's
time.
Bergman that is going to execute Game of Games, but DeAndre, our intern,
I'm excited
DeAndre
about
Hawkins
this.
is
Yeah.
the one that wrote Game of Games.
Hawkins, not Hopkins, not the receiver in Carolina.
exactly.
Got it.
Right, Hawkins.
Hawkins.
Like Stranger Things.
yeah.
Hawkins,
Oh, yeah.
Indiana. There you
So
go.
Ireland's
exactly.
not here, so I will need to keep score here, and I'm
Yeah.
not the
Can you
best
do
at
it?
it.
Can you make little lines under people's names?
I'm going to try. Mason, Momo, Jorge, Cappy.
Let's do it. Let's go.
And
All
by
right,
the
so
way,
this is-
on,
this
on
is-
YouTube, Bergie's getting the big screen right now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's my
The host.
segment. Yeah.
Good
Keep
for
going,
you.
kid.
Big
Yeah.
star. Keep going, kid.
Thanks, Momo.
You know what? Stuff like that is surprisingly effective. Like, whenever I am, like, overloaded or nervous or whatever, I usually like little phrases like that. Keep going, kid. Let's go,
Keep
Momo.
going, kid.
Let's
Keep
go,
going,
Momo.
kid.
Let's come on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Momo, do
All right.
it. You do it.
So
Yeah.
it is name is your buzzer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we
All
go.
right,
Let's
so
go.
You gotta, all right, so
Let's
you gotta be
go.
prepared, ready to go.
Yes,
If you need to stand
yes.
and bounce around,
I
Momo,
might,
you know, you gotta
I
do
might.
good.
Ready.
Okay. All right, this is name. It's called Name That Player NBA edition.
What's up, player?
Okay. So this player is a 2-time NBA champ. He played his college career at Kentucky. He played in his NBA career. He played for the Dallas Mavericks.
Momo.
Kaplan.
Momo.
Momo?
3,
I don't know.
2.
Kaplan.
I
Captain.
don't know.
Jamal Mashburn.
Wrong. Chicago Bulls, Atlanta Hawks, Cleveland Cavaliers, New Orleans Pelicans,
Gosh, this
Boston
is harder.
Celtics.
Oh, I know it now.
Oh, bounced around.
I know it now.
Los Angeles
I
Lakers,
know it now.
Los Angeles Clippers.
I know it.
Just name the teams he didn't play for.
Well,
Rajon Rondo.
there it is.
Oh.
No,
Mason. Rajon Rondo.
yeah.
Well, wait a second. Did Mace get the point?
Mace did get the point.
He didn't say Mace.
Say Mace.
Mace.
There you go, you got the point.
There you go, Mace.
All right.
played
So you
for
know
the-
how this game works
Yeah.
now. Okay. So
go.
player number 2, he played his college career at Wake Forest.
Momo.
Okay.
Momo is first.
Who is Chris Paul?
Chris Paul is right. You do not need to name it in the form
I
of
don't
a
know. I
question.
just, when in doubt, do the
When in
Jeopardy.
doubt, make it a question. You're right. That's a good rule to follow.
You got it off of college. All right. Number 3. He played his college career at St. John's. He also
Momo.
Momo.
Chris Mullen.
No.
So that was my first choice.
Yeah,
Trying to go fast,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
No, that's smart. Smart. All right.
John's.
So he played for teams such as.
Are these current players or can they be retired players?
They can be retired players.
Mason.
Mason.
Run our test. Meta World Peace.
Yes, that is correct.
Good job.
Wow.
Good job,
Nice
Mace.
job.
Wow,
St.
Mace.
John's.
Nice.
Romans of St. John's.
All right. This next player.
I'm not good.
Just saying. Just
You
saying.
play that. I'm not. You're
No,
watching
no.
me. I'm
I
obviously
hit the
not.
wrong
I'm
button.
keeping an eye on you. I'm watching you on YouTube right now,
Do I
pal.
look good?
Yeah, you look pretty sharp. I like that
You wanna
Lakers
have fun?
hoodie. I
Thank
like
you,
that
man.
purple hat. Very Fletch of you.
Yes.
Fletch. All right. So, number 4. This player did not attend college.
Cap.
Cap.
LeBron James.
That is incorrect. He has played for teams such as the Memphis Grizzlies, Detroit Pistons, Charlotte Bobcats.
Why don't I know this?
Golden State Warriors, Philadelphia 76ers, Washington Wizards, and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, come on. I know this one now.
I'll give you a hint. He was a first-round
Come on,
pick
guys.
in 2001.
Come on.
First-round pick. Played for everybody. Didn't go to college.
Momo. Deshaun Stevenson.
No.
This isn't right.
Did he?
I got it.
Vince
Mason.
Carter.
No.
Yeah.
Can I
Cap,
take a
Cap,
guess?
Yeah.
Andrew Bynum?
No.
Oh.
Did you already guess, Jorge?
No.
I'll give you one more hint.
Small hands.
Does that give it away?
Oh, that does.
That does, right?
Yeah. Eldon Campbell.
No. no.
Kwame Brown.
Kwame
Right,
Brown. Kwame Brown.
I thought my Deshaun Stevenson guess was good, but I should have
But did
guessed.
Deshaun Stevenson ever play?
Yeah, it
Deshaun
was.
Stevenson never played for the Lakers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lance Stevenson did, but not Deshaun Stevenson.
Lance Stevenson is a real guy. He's not just a name and a Nicki Minaj song.
Yeah, okay.
He blew into
I should
LeBron's
get
ear.
all of these. This is embarrassing for me. Okay, go ahead.
Next, this is number 5. What's the score, by the way, Mace?
Score is Mason 2, Momo 1, and that's it.
Okay. This is the next one. So this person also did not attend college. He is an NBA champion.
Momo.
Momo.
Kevin Garnett.
No.
Cap. LeBron James.
No.
Jorge.
Kobe
Bryant.
No.
Mason.
Mace, I mean, you have. It's
You
only
could
you.
literally just wait for another clue.
Now you have to guess.
No, now you got to
You
guess.
got to guess now.
Anthony Davis.
No.
He
He went to
attended
Kentucky.
college.
Anthony Davis went to Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, no.
Can we all still be alive?
No, you're all gone.
Okay, let's start over then. Keep reading. Keep
All right.
reading.
Did not attend college. He's played for teams such as the Houston Rockets, Atlanta Hawks, Charlotte. Momo.
Josh Smith.
No. Charlotte Hornets,
Dang.
Washington Wizards, Philadelphia 76ers,
Why are we so
Houston
bad?
Rockets, Los Angeles Lakers, and the Orlando Magic.
Wait, hey, we don't know this?
Oh, I know it now.
Oh, my God.
I know it now.
Jorge.
Is it
Hold
Dwight
on.
Howard?
Dwight Howard is the right answer. Jorge's
no,
on
that's
the
not the
board.
right answer.
Wow.
It's Dwight Howard.
Dwight.
I'm going to give Jorge credit for that.
All
Mason
right.
2,
Howard.
Momo 1,
All right.
Jorge 1, Love Boat, nothing.
Okay.
All right, so this next player also did not attend college.
Gosh, there's a lot of.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of guys that didn't. He was a power forward. I'll give you the fun fact afterwards, but he's played for 2 teams. He played for the Los Angeles Lakers and the Atlanta Hawks. The fun fact, he auctioned off his ring to support a
Jorge.
Momo.
Jorge.
Meta World Peace.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too.
No, he went to St. John's.
Yeah, he auctioned off
that's
his
right.
ring in support of Ukraine. It's a big story.
Oh, okay. Momo.
Momo.
Slava Medvedenko.
Slava Medvedenko is the right answer.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
No chance I'm getting that.
Yeah, I was screwed on
Okay.
that one.
Oh, that was a
Mason
huge
2,
story.
Momo 2,
Okay.
Jorge 1.
I'm in it. Let's go.
All right, I got one more
Back
and then a
in.
tiebreaker.
Okay, I got to get this one.
You do got to get
Come
this
on,
one,
let's
Cappy.
go.
Come on, Cappy. All right, so he played his college career at Kansas State. He played in the Big 3 basketball league as well. His NBA career consisted of teams such as the Minnesota Timberwolves, Phoenix Suns, Houston Rockets, Miami Heat, New York Knicks, Milwaukee Bucks, and the Los Angeles Lakers. Kansas State.
Kansas State.
Oh, my
Kansas
gosh.
State. Jorge.
Carlos Boozer.
No, he played at Duke.
No, he played at Duke.
Where did he play?
Kansas State.
Kansas State.
He was really the best player probably to ever come out of Kansas State that I can think
Hold
of.
on. I think it's like I can picture his face.
I can't.
He's a great, not a. He's a
I
good
can
shooter.
I can picture his face, too.
You're such a-
Yeah, I can picture
Do that
his
on the
face
YouTube.
also.
I got nobody from Kansas State.
He did play for the Lakers. He did not play very long on the Lakers because he was kind of a head case. Shot a lot.
Mason.
Played no defense. Mason.
Lance Stevenson.
No. I don't have any more hints
All
for you
right,
here.
that's
All right, the
it.
answer
Is there-
is Michael Beasley.
Michael Beasley.
The number 2 overall
Yeah.
pick. I
You
have
could
said.
have given me.
I could have got
By the way,
that.
all these players played for so many teams. I have no idea.
Yeah.
The
I should have
K-State
got
work
that
got
one.
me.
Well, that's the whole point of it.
I should have got that one.
You should. You should. All right, this is the tiebreaker.
That's not who I thought it was.
It's only
Mason
between
and Momo.
Mason and Momo. That's it.
All right, let's go.
Tiebreaker.
Come on, let us all
Come
have
on.
a chance.
Nope, can't.
And this, by the way, this is worth 2, so this could make up a big
Oh,
deal for
big
Mason.
deal.
Will tie.
Is this name is your
Sedano.
buzzer? Or is this
Name is your buzzer.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So this player, he played his college career at North Carolina. He played the most seasons out of every NBA player at 22 seasons. Mason.
That's got to be. Is that Vince Carter?
It is Vince. What did you say?
Vince Carter.
Yeah, Vince Carter is the correct answer.
job.
Mason gets the win.
Good
Mason
job.
gets the win. DeAndre, good game, right?
Good job.
game, DeAndre.
That's
Nice
the most
work.
That's the most seasons of all NBA players.
Yeah, 22.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that is
not bad,
amazing.
right?
I didn't realize that. Like, I was like, how long did Kareem play?
Did I get 2 for that?
You got 2 for that, so you're tied with Sedano now.
I have a chance to win the month.
You do.
Wow.
I've never solo won the month before.
Ever?
Breaking news.
It's
Mason
your
has
show.
chance to win the month.
Wait, I got some other breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Magic Johnson has weighed in. Magic Johnson. We're looking for the Magic tweet. Are you ready?
Yep, ready.
As soon as it loads.
I'm sure it's earnest.
Magic Johnson. I'm agonizing over the Lakers' play, the lack of shooting, and the 0-4 record. If my Lakers don't start shooting better, this could be a long, with 3 Gs, season for us Laker fans. On the flip side, Coach Ham has done a really good job on the defensive end. We are playing with intensity and are a much more athletic team. How do you feel about that? Is it the 3 Gs that help?
That doesn't make any sense. 3 Gs. Isn't it
Long.
3 O's?
Nope, 3 Gs. So I guess it'd be
L-O-G-G-G?
Yeah, L-O-G-G.
No,
Right, so it's not long.
Oh, right, you're right.
It's long.
Good. Right.
All right. Let's start Super Crosstalk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins. Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk time, and joining us right now, Sedano and Cappy.
Yo.
Got the megaphone rolling. Sedano, what's up?
I'm good. I'm doing much better than the Lakers, that's for sure.
That was a cheap shot. That was some
What's the
low-hanging
problem?
fruit
I mean,
right there.
Well,
it is, but it's also accurate as well.
It's real. Getting real.
Hey,
Stop playing David Bowie.
Did you hear LeBron's tweet though, George?
The tweet?
I mean, the
saw
Instagram.
The Instagram
post,
yeah.
He said, "Keep going, kid.
Keep
going, kid."
Well, I mean, listen. You know, what are you going to do? That's, I mean, I'm not surprised that Instagram post was made. That's who he is, right?
Yeah. That is who he is. We were talking today a lot about the Lakers. It's not really. It was not the most. It was an honest show. I'll say that. It was an honest show.
Honest, wow.
Is that because Ireland wasn't here today?
Oh, wow, Cappy.
Ouch.
Wow.
I mean, the way Steve said
Hold on. I just want for the record that I didn't say that and Cappy said
well,
that.
I'd
okay?
like to say I didn't say it either. Cappy interpreted it that way.
That's correct. The way you said it, today was an honest show. I think I interpreted that as when John's here, he works for the team. Everybody kind of gets that.
Yeah.
Nobody holds that against him.
I did not say that. I just want
didn't-
everyone to know because
I said it, but I
hold on.
didn't interpret it that way.
Wait, you and I, Mason, get blamed for everything around here,
Yeah.
so I just want to say we were not the ones that said
Nope,
that.
that was Cappy.
Okay,
That
but
was
I'm
like
also
some-
I'm also the one that's saying it's very early, guys. I mean, come on, let's not all freak out. Come on,
Yeah,
really?
it's only 4 games.
It's only 4 games.
It's only 4 of 82.
Yeah.
Only
Cappy, I
5%
honestly
of the
didn't
season.
know that you had that in you
What's
Which
that?
part?
to just completely stab Ireland like that. That was pretty
Did
good.
I stab him?
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, you kind of stabbed.
Yeah, that was
I kind of felt like Mace set me up for it.
Yeah, no, but I
No,
but
you
I-
gotta own that. You gotta own
totally
it. Swing your sword,
inadvertent of
man.
me, and you interpreted it that way. You went there, so you're there.
I kind of it's making me like you a little bit more. You just seem like this like real laid back San
Well,
Diego
let's-
dude.
let's get- you want to get really
know?
honest for a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get really honest.
Get really honest.
Let's get after it.
Let's get after
Yeah,
it.
I need a little. Let's get after it.
Okay, so John Ireland obviously is an employee of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And he always says your toughest job is trying to make your boss happy.
Yeah.
So when he is in a situation, he's in this situation all the time, where he is, for example, defending Westbrook or whatever. He's sort of, his hands are sort of tied, right?
But I don't believe John is being insincere. He really loves Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, he really does
does
love him.
love
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook. He does.
But I think I feel the same feeling sometimes with that Ireland does, but in a different way. Like, my job is to tell you what's happening and why they might have done it, but it's not my job to tell them what to do. Like
Sure.
that, you can do that.
I can ask the
You're
wise,
the
though.
opinion.
I'm
You can
asking
ask
the wise.
So I always get in a weird spot where I have to be like, well, this is what they should do, right? Like, sometimes I can step outside of it and find a way to say it, but you have to be objective. You have to be objective and say, like, well, here's what's going on, and here's what they're thinking, and here's what that person's thinking, and yada yada yada.
See, I'm in the cool spot because I actually have to do both. I have to be in between you and Mason there. Well, actually, I don't really go in between. I just color all over the place.
Yeah, you're all
basically.
over.
Right.
But it's just because of the different roles I have that I get to color all over the place, and people are just like, all right, that's just what he does. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
See, I like where I'm at. I'm on the outside looking in, and so I'll just say whatever the hell I want. 'Cause
You're
I don't
like on
really-
a boat somewhere.
Well, that's Cappy.
'cause
That's
I'm on
where
a
I
boat.
am, too.
Yeah.
I'll say
Right.
whatever.
Right, because here's the thing. I don't have to go into the locker room. I don't have to interview these guys face to face.
Yep.
I don't have to see them if I don't want to see them. And so I don't have to worry about it. I'll tell it the way I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I watch game. I talk about game. That's all I need.
Yeah, sure.
Right. And,
I mean, I can analyze it all. You can break it down. You analyze it. Here's what this person's saying. Here's what that person's saying. Here's what I think.
Yeah, but I don't think Ramona. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've been in this place, and I know you have too,
Yeah.
where you have said stuff, or
Oh,
I've
yeah.
said
I'll
stuff,
say
and
stuff.
people will come up to you, and you have to have that adult conversation.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah, you
yo,
gotta
this
own
is
it.
how I feel, dude. Sorry,
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what I think sometimes, and like it's. But I'm also like not in charge. Like I don't run the team. Like it's that's their what they got to do.
Hey, Cappy, are you just like la la la?
Yeah,
Everything's
on a
fine.
boat.
0-4, so it's the early in the season. Blah blah blah.
You know,
Is
no,
that
he's
where
being
you are?
sarcastic.
I'll tell you this. I'm not nearly as like the earth is crashing down and the sky is falling.
The sky is falling.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
Fell.
I kind of feel like LeBron after
Gotta
the
pick it up.
game. I feel like LeBron after the game said, "Hey, look, we got a new coach.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of new players. We haven't all played together for very long, and so right now, again, just interpreting. Right now, we're not really very good."
Mm-hmm.
But there are still 77 games to be played, or is it whatever it is. There's a lot of basketball left to be played, and there's a lot of things that can happen along the way. So I can't be giving up through 4 games.
Well, it's not a matter of giving up. It's a matter of just being
honest.
Well, I mean,
look,
the
there-
honesty
there's-
is they're not very good through 4 games.
Yeah, they're not
We
very
get
good
it.
right now.
No, they're not
There
very
has
good at
never
all.
been an NBA champion that started 0-4.
Yes.
Never.
I know. That's why I said yesterday was a must-win. Yeah, because there are 3 1-3 teams that have gone on to win the championship. There's never been an 0-4 team. So,
Yeah.
Right, but
that's-
who-
But if you're being real, did you believe this team could win a championship?
I thought they
Either-
could. I honestly, for real, thought they
For
could
really
be a
real.
6 seed.
Okay.
That was the upside of my
Me too.
expectation. And
Yeah.
I see that was I was
Generous?
wrong. I was
Yeah.
totally wrong. I can't believe, and I've said this to Momo multiple times now. I just think the construction of the roster is so terrible. Now, granted, they're playing defense, but the idea of LeBron is always surround him with shooters, and they don't have, as LeBron has said himself, they don't have a good shooting team. They don't have a bunch of lasers on the team.
So, Momo,
including
Momo,
yourself.
so Mason, I'm glad you brought that up because I talked to somebody that wasn't necessarily related to the team, but their logic was, well, I mean, you look at that championship team; they were like 22nd in shooting that year. But my response to that was, but those guys could shoot it; they just shot a poor percentage that year.
That team was just so much more deep. Like they had so much more depth. They played together in complementary ways.
Right.
Like where Kyle Kuzma was effective for them.
Oh, he's good defensively.
Caruso,
KCP was great.
Like I think, hey, talk about not taking somebody for granted. KCP was taken for granted.
Yeah.
Like when I saw
Mana
him
from
last
heaven.
night, I was
What
like,
happened to that?
Mana from heaven, exactly.
No more mana. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, like they got rid of the mana. Like he was an effective player for them. He played all the time. He didn't need the ball. He was a low maintenance
Good
guy,
defender.
good defender, nails on the wing. Like he could hit a 3 sometimes.
Well, the one thing I noticed last night is that, first of all, Westbrook didn't play, and we still were terrible. Still terrible. And I think what we've done with Westbrook, and I'm ready to acknowledge this, is we're actually blaming him for the trade that brought him here.
That's probably right.
We're blaming him.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we traded for him and what
Sure.
we gave up, right? Because it's all this. You start thinking just in general terms. Well, if we had Kuzma, KCP, and kept Caruso, it's a totally different team.
Correct.
And sort of we blew that up when we made that trade.
Right, but he also has not performed
Agreed.
to the level of that he was expected to perform too. Like I think both of those things can be true.
But you're saying that we're blaming Russell Westbrook. As it was said the very opening night, no matter what happens, he will be blamed for all of it. I still feel like, and I don't know how this transition happened, where a year ago, I think so many people were blaming LeBron and to a slightly lesser degree, Anthony Davis for, I'm going to put this in quotes, but recruiting him.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like this year, everybody has forgotten about LeBron and AD and their role in this because everybody's sort of focused on Rob Pelinka, who could have, in theory, handled it, but hasn't. So it's almost like LeBron and AD are off the hook, and Pelinka is on the hook, and the blame is now no longer AD and LeBron in any way.
Well, it's because he had the opportunity to right the wrong, right? Like that was that. The Westbrook thing last year, you could say, is on whoever you want to blame it on, LeBron or the collective or all of them or whatever you want to do. But this offseason, this past offseason, that is solely a front office decision at that point, in my estimation.
Yeah, and I think what people want more than anything,
they got greedy. They wanted to extract more value out of the transaction than what was available to them.
And I think what people want now is some level of accountability. Momo was talking about messaging. Well, there is no real. I mean, granted, it's
there was
4
a message
games.
on training on the opening of media day. We will use the picks to if they think they have it. They'll use the picks. Rob Pelinka says if there's a trade that will make them noticeably better.
Right.
But we only have one shot to do it.
Right.
LeBron invested in us. We're going to invest in him. So that was the message. I still think that's true. I think it just sped up because they haven't won a game
But
yet.
the reality now is, and everybody's saying, well, everybody's going to tank because they want Wembanyama in the draft in April or June or whenever that is.
Mm-hmm.
And but the point is, once we find out who's really tanking, and once they
Might be
want
too late.
to give it's going to be too late.
But too late for what?
Too late to make a deal
too
if
late
you want to salvage
this
this
year.
season into
Yeah.
anything.
But I'm just going to push here. Salvage what?
Yeah.
The season.
Oh no! Listen, I'm at the point now where it's like, whatever, dude. Just roll it out and just figure it out.
See, that's what
next
I
season.
think too,
But
George.
I think people make their choices, and LeBron chose to stay, and
Right.
he chose to do the contract early. He didn't have to,
Right.
and he chose to sign for the absolute max he could get. I mean, these are choices people make, and there are ramifications to that. And let's be frank, he chose to stay with the Lakers because he said, "I believe in you guys to build a team around me that gives me a chance to win." He made all of those
100%.
choices.
Right, I get it, but that also is a problem because they have done a poor. I mean, him believing that they could put a good team around him.
Okay,
I mean,
here's another choice.
I don't know if there's a ton
He's
of examples
choosing-
of that outside of the 1 year. You
Yeah,
know,
but he's also choosing not to publicly criticize Westbrook. He did that the other day. He chose not to. Remember, he said that Dave's question.
right?
Also, not to privately try to force. Like he's making certain choices. There, like Kobe would have probably said something already.
Right.
Be a little more direct. Like,
well, let me ask you guys a
something
question.
really uncomfortable, and people will not like you for saying it.
Right,
or
but
whatever
there's
it is,
also
but,
a
like,
difference, Momo. Like
Yeah.
Kobe's was here since he was 17 years old.
That's
like,
a big difference. You're right,
Yeah.
and you can
So-
say that.
And had won multiple championships. But let me ask you this. After this season, LeBron has 2 additional years on his contract. Does that sound right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's
Yes.
a player option after next.
1
year.
and 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
it's all Bronny dependent. I feel like.
well, I really feel like LeBron had to be smart enough to know that going into this season with this current team, they're not even close to a championship contender. So if he can get through this year and then they can get rid of Russell Westbrook in the offseason if they don't trade him and they free up all that money, then the next 2 years he'll go all in and assume that the Lakers will go all in to try and win 1, if not 2. But this year could be a lost year. And as much, George, as you and I talk about how every time you have LeBron, you have to be all in for now, there's got to be a part of him that understands reality that this is about not this year per se, but the next 2 years thereafter.
I mean, yes. Okay, look. In practicality,
say
yes,
it, George. Come on, say it.
In practicality, that makes a ton of sense at the time when you're talking about it in August. But when you realize how bad you are, and he's no dope, clearly, so he knows how bad this is, then you're in actuality, and you're like, oh, yeah, this was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. That's what's happening now.
Okay, how differently does everyone feel, though, if they don't blow the game against Portland?
I don't.
It's still bad.
If they're 1-3 rather than 0-4.
I just think everything's exponentially worse when you haven't got a W yet.
Sure, but at 1-3, I'm still saying they're not a good team. They may not make the. They're probably not going to make the playoffs.
what's on the floor is not. And Anthony Davis is questionable tomorrow. Lower back stuff. It's
Dude, he held his back last night. I was like,
right back
here we
in
go.
this thing. I mean, all I said, all we said was, if Anthony Davis is healthy. And we're 4 games in, he's questionable with lower back stuff.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
If they wrote a book about you, like you did an autobiography about your life, what would the title be?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because Prince Harry just came out with his.
Yeah, what is it?
And they did a big reveal of what it is with the title. Okay, here's the photo. You can see it on the live stream. You see it?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
It's called Spare?
Spare. Do you know what it's in reference to?
No, what's it? No.
That he's a royal spare, not first in line to succession.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
I think they're whiners. I think Meghan and
that says a lot, doesn't
Harry
it?
are whiners, yeah.
You know, I mean, he's donating all the proceeds of the book to charity
Well,
and
that's
stuff.
nice.
Yeah,
That's
it's nice.
nice.
That's probably.
Sedano, what would your book be called?
Ooh, I'd have to think about that.
Yeah,
It'll come back to me in a second.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Cappy. Yeah, we should actually do that tomorrow.
Think about it tonight.
Think about it tonight.
Well, we're off tomorrow.
Homework
you're
assignment.
Yeah, we're off tomorrow. We
Yeah,
have
Lakers basketball
T-Wolves.
early.
Yeah.
Text it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, send it to us. We'll relay that.
We'll read it on the air
Momo,
for
what
you.
would yours be called?
Is it have to be one word? How many words?
No,
do I
it
need?
could
do whatever you want.
It could be any.
What if I told you?
What about that?
Oh, there you go. What if I
That's
told
a
you?
good title.
Good.
That's it right there.
What about this?
I honestly don't think I farted in 2 months.
Yeah,
there you
that
go.
was the other
That one
So
would be
would
good
sell.
too.
A good alternate title.
You have to think of. I like the one from today.
What was the one from today?
Get it,
Momo
kid?
went big
No.
time.
Nobody's listening.
No,
Keep
I
going,
understand.
kid.
Oh,
Oh,
I was thinking,
Keep going, kid.
you know, on
a good one.
option B, Momo, where you haven't farted in like
Yeah.
2 months, maybe
Yeah.
you should call the book "Holding It In."
Oh, that's nice.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that. Except for sometimes when you laugh, you do fart. Yeah.
I just farted.
Yeah. See?
There you go.
I'm really impressive.
All right, hey,
Very.
that's we gave you a bonus minute there. Coming
Oh,
up
wow,
next for
thank
you.
you.
Coming up next. What is coming up next?
I mean, stupidity.
Stupidity. That's what I look forward to on
Yep.
my drive home.
Yeah.
Could be some fire though coming today. I have a feeling George could be fiery about the Lakers.
Oh.
I have things to say.
Yeah.
That I had to withhold some of it during crosstalk.
But honesty, right?
Oh, 100%.
Very
listen,
honest show.
I'm just warning people now. Like, you're probably not going to be thrilled with some of the stuff I'm going to say.
All right, good.
Beautiful.
Good. That's a reason to hang around. All right, coming up next for you is Shadano and Cappy. Me and Momo are back tomorrow at 1. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.